This is the cauldron where he would put his victims right on top of it, slash them open, and let all their blood and organs fall into the cauldron.
Let me tell you guys, from this picture, you can't really see. Well, you can see it, but
It's because it's not,
wait.
it doesn't have as much as it has now. Because in the back now, they have like all the fake leather made items. And they have like something else in that corner that I'll tell you guys in a little bit. But this is not complete. I'm pretty sure when we went, it's like the most complete it's been.
It's been,
Because
yeah.
he added a lot of effects.
So this one in particular, I felt it. I felt disgusted. I really did. I felt if I was one of Gein's fucking victims.
You know what's crazy? He would mainly go after women.
Here's the
I don't
thing.
know if he ever killed men, but I'm surprised you felt it more than
But
me.
the reason why, that fucking cauldron he has right there, it's still wet in the inside.
It's not wet.
Yeah, that shit was wet. You
It
didn't see
wasn't. It wasn't wet.
it
It's
was
like
stained wet.
It was stained, like when you leave soup for a while, type thing.
Let me tell you guys, it looked wet to me, but it was stained. There was no blood in there, but I'll tell you right now, or no, I think there was, but drips.
Well, obviously, a lot of it went in there, so there's residue. You can't fully see it because it's kind of like when something kind of corrodes around something for so long. It leaves like the watermark per
Yeah.
se. Not water, but you know what I mean. And yeah, I think that's what you mean. Because
Guys,
it was also like peeling in certain parts because it's old.
I felt like so bad for those victims because knowing that's where all their blood, organs, and everything, and Geen would fucking just play with that shit like as a toy. It's fucked up. I felt
And
bad.
you know what's crazy? As I don't know if you guys know, but he, in other words, it's the inspiration for the very popular films of Leatherface.
It was
Because
Leatherface.
he was legit Leatherface. He was the type of person to kill people, drain them of their insides, and peel off their skin for house items. And he also made a bodysuit from women's skins to wear so that he could feel closer to his mother that was dead and he never had a good relationship with. So do with that information what you want, but it's very unsettling to be next to something you know he legit used for all of that.
I'll be honest, guys. It was Texas Chainsaw.
And also because, sorry, but they also had a lot of fake items that resembled skin. Like in the back wall, they had a shelf by the time we went where there was like a mask of Leatherface. There was a lamp made out of skin.
Like skin.
And right next to that corner in that like wall you see to the left, there was real human skin that someone donated to science and it ended up in a frame. So you could see like their nipple area and like their stomach area of how skin actually dries up pretty much. But it was real skin.
Like I said, looking at the cauldron and looking at the real skin, that shit tripped me out, dude. Cause the skin, it's like he had the face and going down he had the chest piece right here of a male or female, whichever one.
It was a male.
And the stomach part. That tripped me out. It tripped me out. Cause you're looking basically at a dead corpse of skin.
I feel like to me it didn't freak me out much because your mom.
My mom sees it every day.
No, not just that, but like when you guys went to the first Raiders game and we were by ourselves, she took me to the bodies exposition. The one where you see the muzzles of real people, like dead people that donated their bodies to science, and they take off their skins and you can see muscle. Like they look like mannequins, but it's real humans, like mummified.
Oh, fuck, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And we went to the Titanic one. We told you about it. They're both at Luxor. Still.
Hold on, we need to do a trip at Luxor because we didn't do that.
Yeah. And there you can take pictures, so.
Yeah, we could do a future video on that.
Yeah. But I feel like that's why it didn't trip me out much to see real skin, because I seen many, many bodies, even fetuses, in that expo thing they have at Luxor. Fuck. But it's not trippy because it's just, it's dead people that donated their bodies for that. But it's just weird to see what's under your skin because they have it out in the open. You can touch them even. They're not in glass.
Oh, fuck that.
Some of them are not in glass. Like some things, like, because they have, like, kidneys and stuff. Those are. But the actual people they have in the thing, they're just out in the open. I feel like what grossed me out is that they had a, like, fake bacon smell.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh.
But that cauldron right there, guys, like, you can sense the energy, and that's what I wanted to say. The energy was definitely in that cauldron, and you can feel it. The torture, the
a little bit before we went, I was looking at videos of all the YouTubers that have gone to the museum, and there was a medium girl that went into this room, and something tried to break her neck. Like, it made her go, like... And she was like, what the... And she explained, like, she felt like someone went, like that to her.
For real?
And you can see it in the CCTV camera. She was walking around, and then all of a sudden she goes... Yeah.
The fuck? I didn't know that.
And it's because, like, he hates women. So, women are more prone to feeling a certain way in there. But they also had his prison ID in the wall, like the original one too.
Oh, yeah.
And they had his real shovel right above the cold room, which is like right above where it says cursed right there. It's like in the wall right above it. So that's blocking it, but yeah, they had that too.
Yeah, Geen was a crazy fucking dude, man.
Leatherface.
The real Leatherface, like dead ass. That was his name. Leatherface.
Yeah. But moving on from this room, they don't have the cold room out in the open like that. They have a glass over it for now. So yeah, if you want to visit, don't worry, you won't. You won't be in there.
Oh, and this is the best part right here.
This is where I come in with my stories.
Real quick before you say anything. So this is the basement part, guys. Obviously, RIPs were the only people who were allowed down there.
And as reference, if you guys remember the hallway, this is like midway into the hallway. So the hallway keeps going on that side, on the left side, and this is like in the middle, and they have like a little gate for RIP only.
Before they do a video and all that, and I remember my Nina telling me there was a statue there that had like devil horns and shit.
Oh yeah, like right above that.
It was red.
Like right above her head in that picture, it was a painting, like a landscape painting of a red background with all these like shadows, and in the middle there was a black shadow with horns, like symbolizing devil.
And my Nina is very religious and she has gifts. And I will tell you this right now. She looked at me and she said, "Do not look at that. That is the fucking devil." She told me that. Mm-hmm. And I thought I told you not to look at it, but
I did.
I thought I did.
You didn't tell me. I did.
Anyways, I think you would have looked at it regardless, because... Yeah. Because you like that type of stuff.
It's not that I like it. It's just like, if you're going to tell me some shit is haunted, I'll find out myself.
And let me tell you...
In a certain way. But in like the sense where it doesn't affect me so much. Like, if you told me to play with the Ouija board, you can get the fuck out, because I'm not doing that.
I'll tell you this before. My Nina, before we went down there, she did hear something. I think she said she either heard something or saw something downstairs because she peeked over.
No, what she said is, because I was there when she said that. She said she looked down and she just felt the negative energy, and she was just worried about us because it was only us two from his family that we went by ourselves with the other people in RIP.
So I'll let you go ahead and tell your experience because I didn't feel anything.
It's crazy to me that you didn't.
And I'll tell you what I think I felt, but that's it.
Okay. So we weren't first, thankfully. And it's the funny part because I told my dad that some people looked at you so you could go again first. Remember?
Oh, yeah. I looked at him
we
back
were
and
like,
I said,
we were like
that,
in
I went first. Last
we
time.
were in like in a circle in front of the little gate. And when she said you guys can go down, some of them looked at Jeremy. And Jeremy said, I went first the other time. One of you gotta do it. One of you gotta take it. And then they started laughing, and I don't remember who went first, but it wasn't us.
Oh, it was that one guy.
The German dude?
The one that fucking...
Uh-huh.
Yep.
We think they were German because of their accent. Either that or maybe Russian, but they definitely had like
really
a
nice
European accent.
Really
they were
nice
so
people.
cool.
Really nice people.
Yeah, but I think they went first. And we were one of the last ones. I think I was.
Last group. We were the last group.
I was the very last person to walk in there.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go down, you see 2 coffins with real human skeletons in there. I don't know if you saw them.
Yeah.
And then this is a little bit of the layout I was able to find.
Oh, fuck, you did.
So as soon as you go down, you walk into like a wall where they have the skeletons, and then you make a right, and then you go straight into that hallway that you see at the bottom left of the screen, and it's like all the way down, and right when you're about to turn is that top right picture that you just like go around into the room where the pentagram is on this other corner, bottom corner on the right side. And I think I have another reference. This is how it looks. And you come in from that same way that you see the red hoodie. You come from that corner into that room. And mind you, it was foggy as well. Very foggy. And I completely dissociated when the guide would talk, honestly.
Yeah.
It happened a lot that they would tell us the stories, and I was just like, I would kind of like not listen for some reason.
Yeah.
And I usually do, like, I like all the stories of all that.
Yeah.
But I was just like so amazed with what I was looking at that a lot of the things I just kind of like brushed my mind. And one of the things that I didn't hear before going down there is that there was a live 24/7 spirit box down there.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't hear that part. But what I will say is the moment I turned the corner, I seen kind of where the shoes of the girl are in that corner. In that corner, they had a statue of a demonic entity. And as soon as I looked at it, I got chills all over my arms. And I looked at you, remember?
Was it the same statue, the one that it was the same statue from upstairs.
Okay.
But downstairs.
But he was sitting and he was kind of like this, and with the horns and all that. And he was in like a little stool. And right above him, it was a spirit box in the wall. And I remember we tried opening that like box thing in the wall because we thought it was like more to the basement. And we were all looking at each other like,
what do we do?
Do we just like hang around?
There was no tour guide. Tour guide.
He didn't go down there.
Nope.
He said that Zak specifically requested that all the people that go down there go alone with no guide.
Yeah.
So we went all alone with no guide. And we were all there like kind of like circling around. And I didn't clock it, but like we were surrounding the pentagram in the floor. Because we were all in a circle. And then I was like towards the back of the room. So like kind of where that shelf is at the end. And I didn't notice because I was asking you like, oh, can we talk to the entity? Or like, and you said no, the guy said don't interact with it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I was looking around and then I looked at the floor and then I saw the pentagram. And it reminded me of this video I saw that someone found a revolver, like rusted revolver full of shit. But it was buried in the house when Zak bought it.
Oh, shit.
And there was murders in that house. So, who knows? I don't know how they were killed, but that's... Oh, and that pentagram was there when he bought the house.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be damned.
Because some people, I think it was abandoned for a little while, and some kids would go in there and, like, do shit.
Oh, yeah, do some crazy shit.
Yeah. But we were there. And since I was talking to him about all that stuff, I looked and I saw that people were leaving. And I stared at the spirit box and I was kind of like mentally saying things. And I remember it saying some static stuff. Remember?
Oh, yeah, and I
Like
told her, let's go.
It was like talking out for a little while. And then it got a little bit louder with saying random like things when people started leaving and it was just us two in the basement.
Yeah, it was just us two in the basement.
They hadn't left. They were like going down the hallway of like the brick hallway I showed you guys. And he looked at me. He was like, let's go. And I was like, yeah, let's go. And then I got to the corner and I looked back once more. And immediately I got the same feeling I got at the Lizzie Borden house of run. Like, that's all I can describe you. Like, my body immediately, like, froze in fear. And I remember that I looked at you and I kind of, like, started, like, pushing you. And I was like, we need to leave. We need to leave.
But I was behind you.
No.
I remember
I was the very last person there, remember? Because I started pushing you. And then when we turned the corner, I was already freaked out. So I started going like that too. And I was like, I need to get out. I need to get out. And then you were like, oh, yeah. You okay? You okay? And I was like, yeah, I just need to get the fuck out of here. And then I think you went behind me then.
And then I went
And then
behind
you like pushed me and you were like, just hurry up and catch up with the people going up the stairs. Then right when we went up the stairs, I think you closed. No, I went in and I went around the gate and then you came out and then I closed it.
No, I closed it.
No, I closed it, Jeremy.
I remember closing it.
No, you didn't. You have bad memory. Unless you were freaked out that I was freaking out.
I mean, I was freaked out regardless there, but I felt like I closed it.
No, you didn't. Because I went around the gate and I closed it. And I remember because I stood right, like I was like almost against the gate after we closed it. So that's what I'm telling you. I went around and I closed it. And then you were like on this side of me. So that's why I'm telling you, like, I closed it because I stood like right against it after.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember looking right up in front of me and the guide was like this, the girl. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
And then she looked at us and then she was like, who was the last one out? And I went like this. She was like, did you feel anything? And I was like, no. She was like, did you feel like they were following you back? And I was like, remember, I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I just said, and then she asked, did it say anything? And we were all like, yeah, I was saying a couple things, like random things. We couldn't really figure it out. It kind of sounded like gibberish pretty much. And she was like, it's been very talkative today. Anyways, and then she turned around and then like she kept walking to the next room. But at that point, I was so, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like something in me told me like, you're not supposed to be here. You need to get the fuck out.
You know.
And I felt such a presence. Like, you know when you're little and you're afraid of turning off the lights because you feel like a monster is going to chase you in the dark? Just like that.
Fuck.
That's the best way I can describe it. Like, you know when you feel like something's running after you? Mm-hmm. Or almost like crawling behind you?
Yeah.
That's how I felt. And that's the best way to describe it. And I was just so... I was like, why the fuck was I the last one out? And I remember I was the last one out until I switched with you in the tunnel. Because I just... something was chasing me.
She was
and I
can... gone.
That was gone. Like the one and main experience I had, aside from like when we went to that circus area.
Oh, fuck.
But that was like the first moment after all those previous rooms where I was like, this shit's like strong. Because I hadn't felt it since I went to the Lizzie boarding house. And that was like one of the most terrifying moments for me. Because it's literally how when you feel turning off the lights and running down the hall. Because you feel like that thing is up after you. That's exactly how it felt. And it was just so...
I was so scared. Because I was mainly scared because obviously how you reacted. I was like, fuck, dude. What is like, what's wrong?
And you know I don't play around. Like, you know I wouldn't fake that.
But when
because I didn't fake the fact that I didn't feel anything else on the other ones.
But when she wasn't joking about, like, we gotta leave now, get upstairs, hurry up. I was like, why? What's wrong? I didn't feel jack shit in that fucking room, dude, like at all. And I was like, something's fucking with her. And I asked her, I was like, did you look at the statue? And she was like, yeah. I was like, that's probably why, babe. Like, you looked at the statue. Like,
to be fair, I didn't look at it because I wanted to look at it. It was right in front of where you go in.
No, I know.
And you, like, glanced at it and
I didn't even glance at it. I didn't even notice it. That's the problem.
Yes, you did. Because you told me, like, I felt like there was something in that corner. And I glanced. And then I saw, like, something weird. And I just didn't look that way again.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you told me.
I did, like, a quick... Not even like...
Yeah, like a glance. That's what I'm telling you. Like, you just
glanced
at it.
Corner of my eye type shit. Like, I felt bad because I was like, something's really fucking with her right now. And that's why I was like, all right, you go in front of me because I don't feel anything. And right when I let you go in front of me, I still didn't feel anything. But what I did, if I could say did feel, was... I could say I just felt somebody staring. And that's it. I didn't feel if you want to say evil
presence. But it was just weird because, like, you knew we were surrounded by other people. You still felt like that one thing looking at you.
Like, yeah.
And that was, like, the only room I felt that way. Like, the one room where I felt like you were getting stared down like that.
And I'll be honest with you guys, when she was like, we gotta get the fuck out of here, I was like, all right, let's go, come on. Like, let's get out of here, because I already knew, like, you felt something.
And it wasn't because I was alone and for she never does that. There.
I was right next to you.
And you know what? It's not... Yeah, but you were by the, like, doorway.
Yeah.
And I was in the middle of the pentagram for a little bit alone. Because that's when everybody had walked away already.
Yeah.
So I was by myself in the middle of the pentagram. And I looked at you. Then I looked at the spirit books. And then I was like... Then body chills. And I was like... Nope. And I remember the thing said something. But I can't tell you what it did. Like what it said. Because I don't remember. But I remember hearing it say something. And I was like,
guys, I didn't really pay attention to it. I went down there just knowing the fact that I was like, all right, cool. Let's just get done with this. I went there with good intentions. What I told her was...
So did I, but
I know, but what I told her was, I know what it can do. And I'm not going to acknowledge it, but I will respect what it can do. And I think that's what that I didn't feel anything because I was like, I'm not gonna acknowledge it, but I will respect its capabilities of attaching or doing harmful things. And that's what I kept saying in my head because I was like, if you give into into both of those steps, you're gonna have a shitty day. So what I did was I was like, all right, I can accept that I know it does wrongful things. I
And
respect
you're
it,
just
but I'm
acknowledging
not
it,
gonna
but you won't.
acknowledge it.
No, it's like you're acknowledging the power that it can have, but you're just respecting it in the way that you're not gonna mess with it.
Yeah, and that's how I exactly went through each room.
Me too, but that one was just different. And that wasn't the only room with the spirit box. That was the first one though.
Yeah.
But the darkest one.
For real.
Because in the other rooms, there was spirit boxes and we were allowed to talk to them. But in the basement, we weren't.
I think because there's no supervision, mainly.
I don't think it's because of that. I think it's because if something happens, the guy literally said, like, if something happens to you guys, I guess I'm forced to go get you guys, but I wouldn't want to go down there.
And if they felt something, I didn't feel jack shit.
You didn't hear them say that?
Nope.
Yeah. Because right when we were done with the Ed Gain room, it was a guy that was taking us around that first area. And then they switched with a girl. And the girl, right before they switched with the girl, when we were walking out of the Ed Gain room, he said we were going to go to the basement. And he said that if we really needed him to go, he would go after us, obviously, if something happened. But that it would take a lot from him. Because he does not.
Yeah, dude. That. Yeah.
And right before we went to the basement, we were like a little more back, like more backed up from the gate of the basement.
Yeah.
And I was standing right next to the wooden chair where they put Annabelle when Annabelle was visiting the museum.
Oh, yeah.
And it had like, when you carve the name with like a knife into wood, that's how they had her name in the back of the chair. And it was out in the open, like in the hallway, so like you could literally like touch it. Obviously I didn't, but that's how close it was.
I was like, fuck that, man. As soon as I saw Annabelle's chair, I was like,
and it's just crazy because what I was telling my dad in the Spanish version of it is that it's crazy how they somewhat connect within each other. Because, obviously I went to New York. We went through Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island. And we went to see the Warrens' house. We went to see the Warrens where they're buried. We went to the real Conjuring house. And we went to the Lizzie Borden house. And somehow all of those places kind of connect within each other, even though they're in different... Like, Zak Bagan's museum is in Nevada. That shit's in Connecticut, across the country. And they still somehow, like, make their way around the states.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's just crazy, because I know I was right in front of the Warrens' original house.
Yeah.
Where Annabelle was currently at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, wow, like, it's crazy. I know what's in there. And then I go here and I see something that's legit, like, associated with her because she was sitting on it.
Do you think Zach will ever get Annabelle?
No.
You don't think any doubt he would get it?
It would be hard because right now it's under the management of the Warrens' son-in-law.
Uh-huh.
And right now Matt Rife and this other YouTuber, I forgot his name, bought the rights to the haunted items and the Warrens' house for a little while, but it's not permanent. And it's because I don't think they want people to have permanent ownership over them because it's a lot of items. And it's very, very haunted items. I think the only way he would probably get a hold of Annabelle is if he dies, and then they end up having like to figure out what to do with that.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I don't know. I really don't know.
Fuck, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. But moving on, we went to this little bar area called Bobby Mackey's.
Oh yeah, dude. Shit.
This is the original pictures of how it looked like when it was open. It's a little confusing because some people think it was in Las Vegas, but it was actually in Kentucky.
Yeah, that's what I remember about it.
And what Zak did is that before they demolished the place, he took some of the signs, the real original flooring of the place, and some bar stools, and he put it in like a tiny little area where he recreated Bobby Mackey's.
Yeah.
He also recreated the apartment of the owner, and he recreated that like well area where they would throw people in. And in that window that you see at the top left corner, he recreated that exact same area. And right above that, he currently has a mummified, decapitated head of a male witch that was killed in some witch trials from Scotland.
So
and it's real. Like you can see it as close as me and Jeremy are right now.
So what was Bobby Mackey? I didn't really understand his story. I didn't really pay attention to it.
Pretty much, from what I remember at the top of my head, it started off as like a satanic place, like a satanic meetup place. It has a very haunted reputation, especially focused on its basement well, which is the one I told you about, which they called the portal to hell. And spirits like Pearl Brian and Joanna are like the ones that are known to be around that.
Yeah.
Many paranormal investigations have documented spooky or at least strange reports, though not all claims are verified and some are disputed. The original building was turned down in 2024, but the legend continues as part of its haunted identity and are meant to be preserved in a new location at the Zak Bagan Museum. It was located in Kentucky, and the head belonged to a Swedish man who was killed for witchcraft in Scotland.
That's crazy, dude.
It was originally a nightclub called the Primrose Club, opened in 1930s on the site of a 19th century slaughterhouse. It's a venue with a history of paranormal activity because of a country singer, Bobby Mackey, opened it in 1978. And the site is associated with various ghost stories, including the beheaded of a woman named Pearl Bryant in 1896 and the suicide of a dancer named Joanna in the 1930s. The original building was demolished in early 2024, but a new building is planned to be reconstructed in the site with some original features retained. So I guess they're trying to bring it back somehow.
Fuck.
Because they're going to use the same land, which is crazy. But from what the story says, Joanna's story is that she was a dancer, the daughter Mavrin, nightclub owner, fell in love with the singer but became pregnant. When her father found out, he had her lover killed. Devastated, Joanna hanged herself in her dressing room, and a song about her is still performed by Bobby Mackey.
Damn.
Pearl Bryan's story was a pregnant woman named Pearl Bryan that was reportedly murdered and beheaded in 1896. Her head was never found, and some believe her head is at the bottom of the well in the building's basement. Her story is often linked to other paranormal activity in the site, including the rumored involvement of Pearl's boyfriend in satanic rituals. The well in the basement is considered the portal to hell and is central element of the hunting legends. Some other activities that visitors have reported physical assaults, flying objects, and other strange occurrences. And some paranormal investigators claim the site is home to 6 ghosts in total. Bobby Mackey's legacy was a dual identity. The venue became known for both its country music and its paranormal activity, and with the motto of suggesting people come for the ghost and stay for the music. Demolishing and rebuilding the place is in the plans to temporarily relocate while a new facility is built on the original site. They do want to preserve the original features, but as of now, it's just in the talks pretty much.
Wow.
So that's Bobby Mackey.
That's fucking crazy. I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. And a lot of people get confused. Not in Vegas. It's in Kentucky.
But they have Kentucky items.
Yeah, they have original items in there.
Like, they have he bought the floor of Bobby Mackey's fucking dance floor.
Mm-hmm.
I think the bar too, huh?
Yeah.
A little bit of the bar.
And when you go into the apartment area of like the recreation of the owner of the bar, you can see pictures of his daughter, the dancer, around the area. And obviously you pass by the well. And right at the bottom of the well, there's a real human skull too. So it's the skull, and right above it, it's the decapitated male from Scotland.
Damn, dude. That's fucking crazy.
I know. But we're gonna move on because we're taking too much time on each and every one of them. This is a ballroom. The ballroom area is like the more center area of the house, I would say.
Yeah.
Because it connects pretty much all of it within like the center of it, pretty much.
Yeah.
So where it says ballroom, on this side of the, like right here where the dark part is, there's a giant like bookshelf door that slides open.
Uh-huh.
And that's where you come in from all of that we just showed you guys into this area. And once you get into this area, you kind of like skip all of this in the middle. And usually there's some like groups in the middle of these two right here. And you just go around them into that door right there, right above. Because that's the like circus area. And that, remember?
Which one?
That door up there?
Oh, yeah, I see it.
And right here in the corner, bottom left corner, is where the stairs are. And there's some other rooms over there as well that you see later on. But this is like the last thing you see in the tour pretty much. So we'll get back to that. So, mind you, we came out of this area. We went around and then into that door over there at the top.
Oh, wait. That's the painting of the witch, remember? You see that painting right there?
Oh, yeah. I guess from this point, they had her there, but then they moved it to that one room that we told you guys about. That's a burning witch.
Yeah.
That's a painting. As you can see, it takes a lot of space. So I'm not joking when it's so sus that it didn't burn.
Yeah, I just realized that. That's crazy.
Yeah. We walk into, well, you don't walk directly into this. What you walk into is like a little set of a tiny circus, and you go right down that hallway, and to your left you see a decapitated lion that killed about 20 people, they said. Yeah, they have a decapitated lion. So sad, but...
And he was right there?
I mean, it's kind of sad because it's like their nature. So why'd you kill it? He shouldn't be messing around 20 people.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all I gotta say.
He said, they're great.
Pretty much that lion head was on that wall to the left side.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like walk in front of this.
Yeah.
It's like a little opening area. This looks different than how it looks now. When you go, they rearranged a lot of things. So right here where this clown is, there's a little like carriage.
Like an old carriage.
Like a wooden old carriage. Kind of.
Yeah.
So in that little stage, they now have a projector where they tell you stories about some of the items and stuff. And again, an RIP experience is the little carriage.
The carriage was the most insane part of the or not the podcast, of the
the tour.
The tour.
We, for that experience, it was such a tiny carriage that we had to be divided in 3 groups of 4. Yeah. So back to the beginning of where we told you guys that we would get into it. This is the moment. Mm-hmm. We were divided by 4s, and the 2 first groups went in, and we were paired with the German couple. Yeah, the German couple. And we were the last ones to go in. Yeah. And when we first went in, what do you remember that happened? As soon as we walked in, I remember the German people were starting to ask questions to because they had a spirit box going. And so yeah, when you walk in, they had an EMF reader, which is the one that goes from 0 to 10 pretty much. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to spirits, and it was in a little window of the carriage that led to the outside the underneath. Yeah. No, it was the underneath of the stairs, because there were stairs on the other side of that. Oh yeah. So it was kind of you could see through that window that it was focused in that little empty space right there. And right when you go into the carriage, it had a statue of a witch pretty much. Yeah. And right next to it was a teddy bear. And that teddy bear had a spirit box too. But it was a more advanced spirit box, because instead of having the static going, it only said words. It would filter so that only words could be heard. So it was kind of hearing a clear voice say certain things. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what the first thing said, but as soon as we walked in, with the Russian people or whatever they were, I think the teddy bear reacted and said, tell me your deepest secret or something like that. Yeah. Tell me your deepest secret. As soon as we walked in, we hadn't even talked to it. And we all and mind you, the guide said that the EMF reader was normal if it was at 5, but anything above that is because something was there. Yeah. So when we walked in, it was at 5. Yeah. And as soon as the girl said a question, it went to 7. Pretty much. And the more we asked questions, the more it went up. It went up to 9 at one point. And that area right there, guys, that was probably the most we've talked about, but it kept going back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, there was a lot said from the teddy bear and from us. At one point, the couple left, so it was just us there. You good? Yeah. It was just us there. So we were like, you know what? Let's ask it questions. Fuck it. I felt more comfortable talking to it because it didn't feel heavy. And also because our family members were right behind us. Yeah. They couldn't go into the carriage, but they could be right next to it pretty much. Pretty much. So I remember asking is anyone here? And then it said something like chocolate. And I remember bursting out laughing because after it said chocolate, you looked at me and then you looked at the teddy bear and you said, I like cereal. And I was like, what? And I was like, well, I don't know. I don't think the teddy bear wanted to know what you like. I think maybe it was asking you what he wanted. But I was just I like cereal. I was so serious around that area, and then all of a sudden, the fucking teddy bear says chocolate, and then you say, I like cereal. And I think after that, I was like, okay, get out. I want to be by myself. She kicked my ass out. Yeah. But then I had a serious question to the teddy bear, and I was like, hey, teddy bear, do you think the Las Vegas Raiders will beat the Cowboys? Oh, my God. I'm pretty sure if it would have answered, it would have said no. It didn't say shit. And it would have been accurate. It didn't say shit. I remember I made fun of you for that. Because it stayed quiet. And I was like, that's your answer. I looked at it. I was like, man, this is fucking bullshit right here. But I just I found it so funny because I was like, that's your answer, buddy. I was like,
do you think the Las Vegas Raiders will win against the Cowboys? Because we're playing the Cowboys that week, or the next day, and yeah, we lost. Way to go, Gino. Gino shits the bed.
Whatever. He said that the entire day. I wanted to smack him.
Yeah, it was bad.
We
were bad.
But yeah, when I stayed by myself, it was crazy though, because I don't know if I told you, but when you left the room, it was back at 5. And then as soon as I turned around and I looked into the window, I saw it go from 5 to 9 immediately. And I looked at it, and then I heard the little teddy bear say siblings.
Oh. Shit.
And I was like... And then I looked back at you and Anthony. You guys were looking at me. And I was like, yeah, they are siblings. And then it says something like, do you want to play a game?
Oh, yeah.
And that's when I remember most of the dialogue that we had. And I remember I went back out and I was like, fuck that. And then I started looking at the video. And then before going up the stairs right next to this, like, doll area, or like that clown, I was like, I'm gonna go back in again by myself. And I went back in, and it was back at 7. So from 9 to 7. And I was like, is there anything else you want to say? Because we're gonna leave right now. And the little teddy bear was like, stay with me, play with me.
Yeah.
And I remember you were like by the like doorway of it. And now you heard it. And then you looked at me and you were like, you were just like shaking your head like, mm-mm, mm-mm. And I remember you went in again after that for a little brief moment and you said your goodbyes to the bear. And we were like, yeah, we're gonna go. There's anything else you want to say? And then it was just silent. And then it said something else when we were like right about to go up the stairs. Mm-hmm. But we didn't hear.
We let it go from there because as soon as we left and we were going up the stairs, it started talking way more.
Yeah, like one after the other pretty much. And I was like, wow. Like, he really doesn't want to be alone in a sense.
Yeah.
But we went up the stairs. I think your brother was first, huh?
My brother was the first one.
All I remember is, like, we were the last ones up the stairs. And then it was the guide. No, the guide was up there. So it was just, I think your mom.
Yeah.
You, and then it was me.
Uh-huh.
And we were kind of like this. Like, his mom, him, and me. Going up the stairs. And I remember right when we were, like, going up the first few steps, we hear a fucking train horn go. We hear. And then all I remember hearing, and that's when I realized your brother was first, I heard, what the fuck?
Did he actually say that shit?
Either he said, what the fuck, or he said, motherfucker, but it was one of the two. And... because it was loud, like...
that shit
I was
shook
even,
the whole
like...
fucking house, dude, let me tell you.
I was even, like... shook it, too. I was like...
you said, God damn!
I hold on to the railing, and I was avoiding it, because I was like, attachments! No, I was avoiding the railing, because I was like, if I touch this house, it's an attachment. And then... I heard that, and I was like, my heart skipped a beat. I was like, I'm dead.
So what she's trying to get to, guys, is I didn't know this personally.
They said it though,
but
I thought you heard it.
I did not hear shit. So here's the thing. He got me good. What happened was, we go upstairs. I didn't see my brother because he was already down the hall. Like, he was already beating us.
Oh, but what we walked into was a clown maze.
Clown maze. All clown. It didn't start smelling, but after we left that area.
And it was narrow too, to the point that in order for you to go through the maze, there was real size clown
mannequins
in the hallway. So you would literally have to brush into them pretty much to go through.
What happened was, there's a part where it looked like a fucking clown painting. Or no, not a clown painting. It was like a clown, but like in a popcorn stand.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know the fucking stand could move, and there was a door. So I don't know if you were behind me or if I was in front.
I was in front of you.
You're in front of me. So I was the last motherfucker in the back.
You and your mom were the last ones at one point.
I was behind my mom. I was the last one.
At the end of that maze, I was the last one, the very last one. I'll tell you why after. But I remember I was the very last one. We switched places.
I remember he fucking it was a real fucking person, by the way. And he gets out. I didn't hear him get out. And keep in mind, this is the fucking manager of the damn place who dressed up as a clown. I asked the girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Well, that's afterwards. We're walking. We're trying to get pie because there's just fucking clowns staring at you. It's creepy as fuck.
And there's also animatronics in the ceiling and on the sides that pop out of nowhere. With loud noises too, like screaming and
But
crying.
what caught me off guard was right when we passed that area and he's already coming out and he's coming behind us. We make a quick right because it's like an L shape. There's a floor area where it looks like it was cut out, but it's glass. It makes it look like you gotta jump over. Yeah, it's like those
typical 3D things
it tricks your mind.
Where it's like a circle well and there's like staircase down.
Yeah.
To nothing.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And so I kind of panicked because I told her I'm scared of heights. And so I looked at it, it threw me off guard. I was like, oh, fuck.
But that was like towards the end, like right at the very end
of it. That's when he got me, though. That's when he got me. Because you were behind me. So right when we made that turn, I'm looking down. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I jump over it because I was like, I don't trust it. I'm scared.
Mm-hmm.
I look back and all I hear is...
And you know what's the fucked up part? He did it right next to my ear.
Yeah, he did that.
That motherfucker.
And he started laughing like a fucking
I remember.
He dressed as a clown.
And you know what's the crazy part? You had jumped that. And right when I looked down to what you jumped at, he did it. So he did it while I was looking into the emptiness of that well thing. And then I was like I felt like I saw the light, like that one thing that I showed you earlier. Like I kid you not, like if I had to pee, I would have probably pissed myself at that moment. Because it was so loud. And he had a flashlight too. Those like strong flashlights that you can point at everything in the sky. That's how strong that shit felt.
That fucking horn was so goddamn loud. It shook the whole house.
It was. You could hear it from other rooms.
It shook the whole
That's how loud it was. And he did it right next to my ear. And it was like right down that hallway where you get out through that door when he did it. And I was just like... And he followed me out. Like, I remember him saying bye and everything. And I was like...
Dude, that guy... And that
you did not just leave me deaf.
That guy was the fucking manager of Zak Bagan's fucking
I will give
house.
them that. Like, at least he has fun.
He had fun. He had fucking fun. And he got a good ass scare out of us.
He did. He really did.
Where'd it go? You made me almost shit my fucking
pants. When I looked up reviews, a lot of people didn't like the fact that there was a live person there because they want just the spookiness of its own.
But was spooky. Cool. That shit caught me off guard.
I feel like it, in a way, kind of like makes you feel...
more on edge.
Not just on edge. I actually felt like it was kind of cool. Like it
offset the vibes, kind of.
Like it keeps you away from just fully feeling all the bad paranormal energy, and it makes you kind of laugh because you get scared by someone real.
But I remember when I saw him, I was like, "You motherfucker! You fucking bastard! Oh, you son of a bitch!" I was so fucking mad because I was like, "God damn it, dude! A fucking clown!"
Yeah. And he's not really the kind of person that likes clowns. No. So
next one coming up.
But just keep it low because it is 3:30 in the morning. It's almost 4
o'clock in the damn morning, guys.
It is 3:30 in the morning, so keep it low. Because we have neighbors. And by neighbors, I mean my grumpy brother that will literally open the door. He wakes up like... fuck out. Yeah, literally the Grinch. So, from here... I just remembered that we skipped a very important room in the downstairs before we went upstairs.
Yeah.
And that was the room where his grandma and his Nina left.
They had to leave, guys, because the smells were so bad at this point. It was ferocious, and I mean ferocious smells.
Yeah, but we already talked about that. once we went to the Scarface room, they walked in and they were just like, okay, it's enough with the smells. And they left. And the guide started telling us that the rug that we were standing on was the original rug in his room. You could even see the cigarette burns around the rug.
It was Al Capone, right? That was his name, not Scarface, but like Al Capone.
Well, they would call him Scarface.
They would call him Scarface, obviously, but I think his name was Al Capone. If it's true, then they had Al Capone's fucking real rug in that basement too, or not the basement.
Yeah, it was Capone.
Capone.
Okay, so obviously Scarface is not a true story, but the 1983 film is a remake of a 1932 film that was loosely based on the 1929 novel Scarface, which in turn was loosely based on the life of a gangster, Al Capone. The 1983 version set in Miami and blah, blah, blah. It draws inspirations from Al Capone. He was a notorious American gangster who rose to power as the head of a Chicago crime syndicate during the Prohibition era in 1920s. He built an empire based on illegal activities like bootlegging, gambling, and prostitution, using violence and bribery to control the city's underworld. Ultimately, his downfall came not from his criminal activities, but from a conviction for tax evasion in 1931, leading to an 11-year prison sentence at Alcatraz.
Yeah, he was in Alcatraz.
And it's crazy because, again, it connects to that because we've been to Alcatraz too.
Yeah.
It all connects. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was Al Capone. And where he died, the room he died in, there was a dresser right in front of his bed. And that dresser made it to the museum too. So they had his real rug.
His real dresser.
They had the dresser that was right across from his bed when he died. So people say that you can see stuff in there, just like the Dracula one. And they had some bricks that still had blood from some...
It was a shootout. It was a shootout between some two gangs. And it wasn't his blood, was it? It was...
It was just random blood. I don't think they disclosed whose blood.
But it was Capone's cause that... So yeah, it was his work.
It was from that. It was from all that.
Yeah.
So that's where they lived. And that was right after we went to the bar area that we went to. No, it was before the bar area because when we went to the bar, your grandma wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry, we skipped that part. But yes, that was part of the tour as well.
My brother loved that room. You know what's crazy about that?
I know because he knew who it was. He knew about that gangster.
The movie Scarface, and he loved what Capone.
Didn't he say he had like a tattoo of Scarface?
He has that
he wanted one.
No, he has one. He has the one where it's the trophy or the statue of the world is yours.
Mm-hmm.
Right here on his forearm. He was a big Scarface fan, and the reason being is because of Capone. Capone was like basically the tone setter of that movie.
Yeah. So, sorry we skipped that, but I think it was very important to go back into the fact that at that point, 2 people had left, which was his Nina and grandma.
Yeah.
So, back to the upstairs area after the clown maze. The room that we went to, only RIPs could go.
Yeah.
So, your mom and your brother stayed in the waiting area of what we're gonna soon show you guys is the divot box room.
Yeah.
So before that, the RIPs, we went into this room of a serial killer. We don't remember his name, but I do remember what we seen. And it was something I feel like even stronger than the serial killer room downstairs because it had more specific stuff about it. Even though it didn't have remainings of anything, it just like it triggered me a little more. When it came to serial killers, that's the one that made me feel uncomfortable. And it's because right before you go in, the guide tells you that there's very graphic pictures on the walls of the things he would do to people. Because I think he would, from what I remember, would take pictures of when he was doing that stuff to to his victims before killing them. So, as you go in, as a trigger warning for you guys listening, this does contain, I don't know how to say it, but like
very strong
not consensual relationships in that sense, specifically and only to men. He would do grape, I will say it like that. He would inject them substances. He would tie them up. And the worst part about it is that they have actual pictures of that in the wall. So you can see the real men that he killed while he was torturing them. And I think it was just so... I wasn't even saying anything in that room because I was just so like, wow.
I don't know if he had actual real objects of it, but...
Yeah. And which is what I'm going to get into. Remember the shelf at the very end?
Yeah.
Right next to the very big part that I'll get into? It had the real knives he used on those people.
Wow.
And I was looking at them for a while and I was just like, wow. They had other stuff, but like the main thing that I remember from the back of my head was the knives. And the other thing that kind of traumatized me a little bit, like I felt very odd in that room because you could almost like feel all the things he did to them. They had the bed where he would do all that to them.
Oh yeah.
The real bed, mattress, and the it was like a shirt that was like right above the headboard of the bed. Originally, they have that. But the worst part, I would say, is when you look at the mattress, you see residue of the things he would do to them. You can see human feces. You could see fluids. And it was just a lot because
that room was
they
very
also
graphic.
had a mannequin in there that would show specifically how he would do things on top of the bed. And it was just uncomfortable because the fluids and all that in the mattress were the original stuff. Like the poop you saw on the mattress was theirs. So that's why to me that room, it kind of did it for me. And I like looked around. I like took memory pictures of it and then I walked out. Because I was just like, I don't want to see this anymore. We were the first one into the room with your mom and your brother too.
Yeah.
Because we were just like, okay, we seen it.
I even
we understand it,
out,
and
I was like,
we walked away.
Dude, like these people really went through a lot. Like, it's not comparable to Ed Gein, but it's right there. I would say it's right there.
It's because Ed Gein would kill them and then do all that, but
he would do this.
This to them alive,
like conscious and everything.
So yeah. Even just remember that
it was bad, guys. If you guys go there, you'll know what exact room it is, but you have to get the RIP passes in order to look at the room. It's right next to the vivid box.
Actually, I don't know if it's just an RIP experience because they did do a trigger warning, and I don't know if your mom heard that and went to the other room or if she couldn't go in.
It was only RIPs. I remember. It said RIPs on it.
Okay, well, yeah. I don't recommend that room. I guess for the history of it, you could go in and look at it, but I feel like if I went again, I don't know if I would go in.
Nah. That one was really graphic.
That's guys. Like the one room considering all the demonic things we're gonna get into now, that was the one room that didn't for me.
Yeah.
At least.
But let's go ahead and move on.
Okay. So, this is the divot box room. Before you go into where the divot box actually is, right where it says Post Malone, behind Post Malone in the video, you see that like archway door. That's the room where you first go in.
Yeah.
It's a room that has benches, and they tell you the story about why it's so demonic, in other words. And the specific story about the divot box. I remember your mom and some other girl didn't go into that room. They glanced at it, she stepped in for a little bit, and then she walked out.
I'll tell you this. So I looked, because I remember they were saying this divot box causes a lot of harm and a lot of issues, like pain and stuff. One of the things were like it has a lot of strong forces that can attach to you, and if you really go in there, you are at high risk. My mom did not want to go in that room, and I do not blame her. She stepped in, looked around, and she was like, no, actually, I'm not going to do it. Because there was another girl. I don't know if you noticed. There was a girl that was sitting in that back room close to the door. She looked fucking scared. Like something.
Yeah, she didn't even look into that room.
She looked pale. She was pale.
And I actually asked that girl, I don't know if she'll ever see this, but I remember asking her like 3 times starting from that room if she was okay, because after that she just looked like she was about to faint.
Yeah.
Or that she was just like, you could tell that something was off with her. And I felt like she was taking all that bad energy from all the other rooms. Yeah. And I just, when we got to the divot, she was just not having it.
I was really happy that my mom didn't go in that room when
you were even gonna back out with her too, and she was like, no, you can stay.
I just didn't want her to be by herself.
But the other girl stayed with her, so thankfully it worked out.
Yeah.
But pretty much a little brief story of what the divot box is. The box gained notoriety through an eBay listing by Kevin Manis, who created a fictional story about a Polish Holocaust survivor and the horrors associated with it, which also inspired the movie The Possession. While the story is often considered a hoax, with Bagan's and other reportings negative experiences, the original creator admitted that the backstory was fictional. Now, the original story and myth is that the box was sold on eBay in 2001 with a story written by Kevin Manis. He claimed it belonged to a woman who survived the Holocaust and had inherited it from her family. The box was supposedly haunted by a divik, which is a malicious possessing spirit from a Jewish folklore. And previous owners reported nightmares, strange smells, and other misfortunes. Now, this is where what I remember. But I know that box is still very haunted, because we'll get into the story of what happened with Posty, because he had a bad encounter with it. Pretty much when we walked in, it was now surrounded by like a wooden wall with glasses that had Jewish writing on it to prevent any negative stuff in it. They also had hair surrounding it, it had salt surrounding it, and it had some herbs. Yeah. From what I remember. And it's a very dark, very freezing room.
Cold. Really cold.
Very, very, very cold. And there's an area in the back of the room, right there where you see like a little box in the corner, in the back wall. Now they have like offerings there. I even seen people's IDs in there. Like,
what?
Yeah, like they would leave offerings so that the divik wouldn't follow them home. And I just found it funny that some people left IDs in there, like school IDs. But yeah, that was the divot box. I will not lie and say that I felt anything there, but it did feel really cold and really odd.
I think they had the AC on really high on that one though.
Yeah, but
that one I can sense that one was the number one that I felt that was very demonic.
yeah, but I feel like the other ones following that, which we'll get into, I think they were a little more demonic than that.
But for them to put a whole damn wall and glass and barricade,
I guess maybe that's why I didn't feel it too much, because like there was like a barrier between
it was a thick piece of wall and glass, dude. Like thick. Like I could see why.
Yeah. So what happened in the video in the corner is that Zak took off all the stuff that was preventing people from getting too close to the Divic, and he touched it directly. And as you can see, Posty saw that from what we seen in the video, Zak felt a certain way, and then Post Malone wanted to like get him away from the box, so he went and reached out to touch him and pull him out, and they kind of did like a connection. So pretty much because Zak was still touching the box, Post Malone got affected by it because like he touched Zak when he was touching it.
You know what's crazy about this? They even said in the video, guys, that Zak put ashes of somebody's ashes, I forgot what it was, on top of the box, or either in the box or on top of it.
On top of it.
And that's when shit started hitting the rock from it.
Yeah. So after that, there's an interview you guys can find of Post Malone talking about it. He said his plane almost crashed. He had a car accident. People went in to rob his house. Like, all these bad things started happening after that. And he said, like, it was truly a crazy experience because after he tried to pull Zak kind of, like, went against the wall. And he started, like, bursting out crying.
And he bursted out crying and they ran out of that room.
And, yeah, they walked outside, and he said they were, like, outside for 30 minutes just, like, letting him cry pretty much while he was next to him. And yeah, he says it's like a crazy experience you feel in that museum, and I believe it because there's a lot of stuff going on in there. But now we get to another one that was like a little crazy for me, at least, which was our girly pop Peggy.
Yeah, this one I'm gonna talk about.
I know you guys notice in the visual that she is covering her eyes. Well, I covered her eyes. And that's because it's very dangerous to look at her, even through pictures. Yeah. So you're welcome. If you want to find her, if you want to look at her directly in the eyes, that's on you. You can find that, but I'm not going to be liable. So, Miss Peggy was around the corner from where the divot box is.
Yeah.
We walked in, and there's like a little small wall that like divides the room, I guess. And she's surrounded by dolls. I'm sure you can see a little bit of it in the sides. She has all other objects around her, but when you walk in, her like opening area is fogged up so that you don't fully see her right away, which I appreciate from them. What they do is that the guy walks in, she goes around the little wall area and to the corner, to the left corner, because she's the one that activates pretty much where you can unfog that area. And she told us, like, are you guys sure that you want to see this? Because this one is one of the main ones that causes harm if you look at her directly in the eyes, which is why we have her, like, the screen fogged up so that you don't see it right away, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so we all agreed, even your mom. I was surprised that she wanted to stay, but she stayed. And I remember she was like holding on to my arm. We were right next to the guide on the other side of the wall. We were like this. She was next to me on this side. And you were on this side, and your brother was next to you.
Yeah.
And the RIP experience in this is that you could like go around the little wall and stand right in front of the box if you wanted to.
I told her we're not doing that.
None of us did it, but it was an option for RIP people. So if you guys are interested, you could. And she said, if you guys are ready, I'm gonna unfog it. But also, as soon as I do that, there's a spirit box that will turn on.
Mm-hmm.
So we were all kind of looking at each other like, okay, we all good? We all good?
Yeah, we all good.
And so she did it. And as soon as she did it, like, it opens up to Peggy. And at first, I was divided whether or not I wanted to look at her in the eyes because I know the risk. But I feel like it just didn't give me enough time to react because as soon as she unfogged the glass, I was like already looking at the box and then I immediately made eye contact with her. And I was just staring at her for a couple of seconds, like, because as soon as I made eye contact, it's like I could not take my eyes off of her. I was just like in a trance a little bit. I was just like, whoa. I'm really looking at her. Because I've seen her and I've known of her from videos of like at least 3 different YouTubers that I watch.
Yeah.
And I knew what I was walking into. But even in the very videos, I avoided looking at her. And for some reason, I immediately like had to look at her.
Yeah.
And it was just a weird feeling because I was just like, I avoided it for so long through a screen. And now I'm right in front of her. Like looking at her directly in the eyes with no hesitation. And then obviously the spirit box was going. None of us were saying a single thing. We knew that we could talk to her. But everyone was silent. And then all of a sudden your brother goes and says, hi, Peggy. If you're hearing us or if you're here with us, can you please make the horse rock?
Yeah, there was a rocking horse right there, guys.
Right by the guide. So it would be on the left side of that right there.
I'm going to take this real quick. So going into this room, guys, I immediately told my mom, I said, you should leave this room. I did tell her, I said, you should really leave this room. Guys, I don't want you. I
remember because you guys were the last ones in.
And that's I told her, I said, I will sit out with you for this one. If Maite goes in with Anthony, that's on them. But I do not want to leave you by yourself because I just did not feel comfortable. That was one thing about this is because all of us all went in. I was terrified. I was shooken and I was scared. I was scared mainly because of my mom, but also because of my brother. I know what she could do. I know it's dangerous, but I respect everything that she can do, and I hope I was praying that nothing harmed us. I was really praying on it because knowing that I saw her in her own eyes, I looked at her and I said deep down in my head, I said, I know what you can do and I respect what you can do, but I'm not gonna give you like
power to
affect us. I'm not gonna let it happen. So that room right there really creeped me out because she's known to giving heart attacks, strokes, nausea, and faints.
There was even a guy I remember that made fun of her and left the museum, and he had to come back from a different state again just to say sorry to her. And I think there's quite a few stories like that. But yeah, this is Peggy. She's a very strong character, and I believe she does have something going on for sure, but I feel like my energy's drained right now. I'm just like, I don't know if it's because I'm tired, but I'm usually like, I stayed up until 6 a.m. yesterday, like nothing.
Yeah, but you also work too.
Yeah, but I don't feel tired from work because it's basic shit.
I'm a little tired too, but don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's already late, babe. It's already 4 o'clock in the morning. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, guys.
Yeah, we've been talking for a lot too.
And she had work today, you know, and I worked yesterday, pretty much.
Yeah, it is 4 a.m. exactly. I don't know if you guys can see, but 4 a.m.
So we're dedicated to this YouTube channel, guys, and I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you guys are, please leave us some of your stories. We'll love to discuss your guys' stories.
Checking the camera.
Yeah, we gotta make sure, guys, the camera's rolling.
We're not yapping here for free. Well, we are because we're not getting paid for it, but
we want to grow this channel, so that's our goal. We want to grow this channel for sure.
Yeah, but to end with Peggy, we were talking to her in the spirit box, and then I remember her saying horse as soon as your brother asked. And as soon as he asked, she said horse. And then a little bit went by and he said, yeah, can you rock the horse? And she said, trying. And then a little bit more went by and then he asked again. And then you heard a, I can't. Remember?
Yeah.
And then in the moment we didn't hear it. I didn't really fully hear it, or unless I was in like that trance of looking at her directly in the eyes. Because I kid you not, the whole time we were there, I was staring at her. And it was something, I don't know, it's just like something was telling me to look at her. Same and here. I could not take my eyes off of her. And it's almost
tried
like
my hardest to not look at her in her eyes.
You know what's crazy though? It's almost like she was by herself in the room. Because I forgot completely that all those other dolls were there.
Yeah. You didn't even acknowledge those dolls,
She's so strong that I looked at her and I was just like in trance. I'm telling you, like, I just could not take my eyes off of her. And so I kind of didn't hear what the responses. I just remember your brother asking the questions. But I don't remember hearing much back.
I was so scared to even answer some questions because when Anthony was starting to answer some questions, I had no guts to answer the questions, sir, because I know what she's capable of. I don't know if Anthony or any of them.
I wanted to ask questions, but I feel like something was telling me not to.
I was scared.
I was just like in a trance. I was just so focused on looking at her that I almost felt like I was connecting with her without talking to her.
Seriously.
And that's something I didn't tell you, but obviously, like, I felt like she was so strong that I didn't have to say anything out loud for her to know, like,
that's exactly how I
felt.
We
were connecting. Too. And when the girl turned off the spirit box, because none of us were asking anything else, it was only your brother, she said, oh, I'm sad. And then that's when I kind of like snap out of it, because then she covered Peggy by turning off the spirit box, so you couldn't see her anymore. And then that's when I like snapped out of it, and then I heard her say like, oh, that's just sad. And we were all like, huh. And she was like, yeah, she was responding to you. Did you guys not notice? And it's almost like we were all in a trance. And then we had just snap out of it. And we were all like, no, what did she say? And then she was like, when you asked her to rock the horse, she said horse. And then we all heard that part, that first one. I remember, because we all looked at each other like, oh, she said horse. But the other two, I don't remember. Because then she said that after she said horse, and then your brother asked again, that you got chills?
No.
Because he looked like it. When your brother asked again, that she said, I can't. No, she said, I'm trying. And then the last time he asked, she said, I can't. Yeah. So that's why the guy was like, damn, like, she was really trying. She really was trying to prove you, like, that she could do it. But the guide said that it's taken a lot from them as spirits to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's really hard for them to get to the point where they can move things that easily. So she was like, maybe one day, like, she'll be able to, but it even took her a while to even speak to people. And she said that that Peggy doesn't like talking to her. I remember her saying that. She said, it's crazy because if I come in by myself and I try to talk to her, she doesn't like talking to me.
Tell me why I felt like Peggy was like nice.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I got too. Like, even though she felt like a really, really strong force, she didn't feel malicious.
I feel like people talked so much bad about her, guys. Like, everybody on the internet's
but then again,
Peggy's bad. But
demons get close to people not being mean.
That's exactly why
they kind of like make themselves look like they're good, and then once you're deep into it, then they show themselves.
Don't get me wrong, guys. When I saw Peggy and they were talking to her and stuff, I was like, she's actually a really nice object.
Yeah, because she wasn't saying anything out of the ordinary. She was just like, I'm trying to do what you're telling me to do.
But
that's pretty much
other than that, I thought that room was pretty cool. I liked it. It definitely, I probably would avoid that room next time.
I wouldn't. I would go back and see her again. I would avoid
it.
I feel like, weirdly enough, after we went to all that, I've been getting better luck than anything.
What do you mean?
Like, it's just been going great for me. Like, everything's just flowing. Everything's working out. You would think that after going to such a bad juju place that things would go wrong. Mm-hmm. But for me, I feel like more peaceful, if anything.
I think because you got cleansed finally, because there was a cleansing area.
I guess. We'll get into that, but...
yeah. Let's go ahead and move on, guys. That's our girl, Peggy. This is Peggy right here.
I don't have a picture of the next room, but it's another doll. It's a little tiny doll in a box. His name, I think, was Noma?
Noma, yeah. Norma or Noma?
Yeah.
That was another one that was very strong.
So that one was the story I was telling you. Noma belonged to this one guy that the only way he felt like he could get rid of him was giving it to Zak. Mm-hmm. Because he had him in the closet, and then his girlfriend found it, and she was so drawn to it that she was like, I feel like I need to be close to this. To the point that she started getting very depressed, and she became suicidal.
Yeah.
And I forgot how they fixed that, but he ended up dating someone else, and he told that girl, stay away from this because this is like very bad.
And I think he left on a trip. For work.
And she said, because she also did like a little interview about it, that she felt like there was something calling it, almost. Mm-hmm. Like something was drawing her into getting close to that. And when she did, she also started becoming suicidal.
Yeah.
So that's like the effect that it has on people. And it also had a very bad effect on Zak too. Because he said he was never gonna even walk into the room where he is. And it's because he caused health problems that left him in the hospital for a while.
Yeah. I remember him saying some stuff like that. And I was really surprised because I was like, well, if I made him go to the hospital...
what will it do to us?
What will it do to us? I kid you not, guys. That object was very small.
It was very tiny. It's almost like a voodoo doll.
That's exact. But it looked like those like
and it had no eyes in it. Like, and you know the weird part is like, it's so small. We went around it. We looked at it for a little bit, and then we walked away because that's what they said we needed to do. Like you cannot stare at it more than 10 seconds.
Yeah, they said you can't look at it for more than 10 to 5 seconds.
Yeah. So
like quick look, leave, walk.
Yeah. So that's what we did. Because if they tell you, it's for a reason. So that's what we did. And once we were all out of the room, she was like, did you guys see it? And we were all like, well, yeah. She was like, because some people report that they can't find it. They can't see it. So I don't know what that has to do.
That doll, though, was creepy as fuck. That one, like,
it looked like realistic voodoo doll. Like, almost like it was like a tiny human, almost.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, yeah. But tell me why that doll reminded me of, like, if Native Americans made it. It looked like that type of doll.
Oh, you know what's crazy? There was a part in a hallway downstairs right before we went to the bar area. You know how me and your brother we were the last ones to get into the bar area?
Yeah.
And it's because we were walking the hallway, and you know how there was like that painting of the ring girl out of the...
Oh, yeah.
The frame? And then you kept walking and you went into the bar with your mom.
Uh-huh.
Me and him stayed back, and we were looking at the stand and all the items in there. And there was a shrinked head. And we were like, oh, that looks pretty cool. And then the guy told us, yeah, that's a real human head that they shrinked.
fuck?
Have you seen a shrinked
Yeah.
hair?
They're fucking small. I know what
And
you're
they have
talking
like
about.
just a little bit of hair, and they
Yeah.
have their eyes closed and like
Yeah,
the mouth.
they're stitched, aren't they?
Yeah. It was a real head.
Yeah. No, that one I would have. Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
And your brother was looking at it. He was like, "That's pretty cool."
That's some shit you would see off like that's some real shit you would see off like Hawaii.
Yeah.
But like the bad part of Hawaii, if there was a bad part.
It's like voodoo shit.
It's
Honestly.
voodoo. It's voodoo.
I'm pretty sure.
But that one we were just talking about earlier, not the ones with the small heads. That one reminded me of like some Indian tribal shit.
Yeah, it was a pretty particular.
Because how they had it, guys, was they had the doll, but also they had stuff around it. They had like
It's almost like it was inside a divot box too, because it was in a tiny box that looked exactly like the divot box.
But like I said, guys, this yeah, that one was pretty good too.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and move on.
So this is a stairway that becomes a very specific event too of our tour.
I'm gonna go ahead and explain this one.
Well, I'm gonna explain it first because me and your mom were the first ones to notice.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, right on a black and white picture, you can see someone's like having, pretty much she fainted on top of the stairs, and that's right next to the divot box. And as a reference, the divot box is that way, to the left, and right next to the other side of the staircase, the right side, is the room where the serial killer had the mattress and all that.
And then that room right there where that painting is on the right side, that's where the actual divot box is, like right behind that wall.
Yeah. So we got to the staircase. Now they have a TV in between where it says Hotel Ritz. Where that white thing is, there's a TV. And we were gonna watch some a video of the ballroom, because I think last year there was a video where you could hear like loud dinosaur sounds or whatever. But before that happened, as soon we all had to gather up in the stairs, so we all kind of went up to like where the resting part of the stairs is.
Real quick. Before you say that part, that TV was showing exactly what you see in these pictures. Woman fainted, another one fainted, and another one passed out. You could go ahead and take it from there.
But it wasn't showing that yet. It was just the like recording of the girl going like this.
I don't remember that one.
The ring girl? It was just a recording that kept playing, and it was like the ring girl sitting in something, and she was going like this.
I remember. Yeah.
Because the videos of the people fainting came after what happened.
Yeah.
Which what happened was we all gather up in the stairs. And since it was quite a bit of a group, I think we went all the way down to where the middle of the stairs is. Yeah. Like that flat area right there. And it was your mom in that corner, like in the corner right there of the stairs.
Yeah.
I was by the railing. You were in between us. Yeah. And then your brother was right above you. And then it was like the rest of the people. Right when she was about to tell us the story of the ballroom, which is the main area that I showed you guys earlier, the Russian or German guy out of nowhere looked a little funny. And your mom looked up at him and she was like, "Are you okay?" And then we all turned around. And I was looking at him because he was like right above me too. Yeah. Like right on this side. And then he was like, "I'm just feeling lightheaded. Like, I'm not okay." And then your mom was like, "You guys need to grab him. Like, he's going to faint."
Well, because then that's what I was telling you. She started playing the video a little bit. She did. I remember it because she started playing the video. And then she had to stop it because he raised his hand. And he was like, "Miss, I'm going to have to leave. I feel like I'm going to faint. I need to go." And his German wife was like, yeah, you got to get out of here, babe. Let's go. And so we're looking at him. He's trying to go down the stairs by himself. And me and my brother were like, can you walk?
No. You weren't the one that said that.
Like in my head, I was like, damn, this dude look fucking bad.
Yeah, but the one that spoke up was your mom. Because she looked up at him and she was like, he needs help. Like, he's about to faint. You need to grab him. Yeah. And then you and your brother, like, put his arms around him.
We put his arms around us. And we started
dragging him pretty much like if he was a drunk person.
Yeah, like where that girl's on the stairs, you just see two guys going down there with the guy that's just like that, pretty much. Yeah. And as soon as we get him downstairs, they take him outside, and he's gone. He never shows back up.
Yeah, he never came back in.
And I'll tell you guys right now, like...
And the crazy part is, since I did my research before this, I knew exactly why he was feeling like that. Because I was a little bit excited because of the thrill, I guess, of it, that I knew exactly what was under the stairs. And they didn't know because he didn't do research on it. But I knew exactly why he felt that way. And it's because in the staircase is known that people feel that way because of what's under the staircase. And what's under the staircase is the one and only devil's chair.
Guys, oh my
exactly God. Right under where he was standing when he started feeling sick.
Let me tell you guys, that room was... I don't even know how to explain it. I was a loss of words. I couldn't believe it with my own eyes seeing it. But like actually like hearing stories and all and actually seeing it in person, I was like, I didn't know what to say. I had no words to say.
Yeah, but for me, I was just shocked that he started feeling that way. Exactly where people say it happens.
Now tell me why.
Because some people fall down those stairs.
No, I know.
People faint. People have like seizures. And people get scratches. There's a lot of other things that happen. But I knew of that. And I just couldn't believe it was happening in our group. I was just like, wow. Like, we're down 4 people at that point.
Yeah.
I guess you can say that your grandma's because of the smell. And your Nina, I think it was part of the smell part, the overwhelming feeling of the bad things. That she was like, I'm just gonna go out with her. I didn't realize that
we lost 4 fucking people. It was that bad. But the smells were the worst part about the whole thing.
Yeah, but it was just crazy when he passed out in the stairs.
I'm glad we helped him out, though. I'm really glad because...
I'm glad you guys were at the bottom of the stairs, because what if he was at the bottom and then he would have rolled down? Because at the point where you guys grabbed him, he was already tumbling around. No, like, he was ready to pass out.
The first step he made on the stairs, we instantly, once my mom was like, you guys need to grab him. Like, we already knew. If he would have taken another step... And then your mom wanted
to go after him because she was like, I work in the ER. Like, I can help.
No, I'm sorry, but he just needed air.
No, but that's what she said to the guide. Like, she was like, if you want, I can go after them. I don't mind because I work for the ER. So, like, I've seen happen. I've seen this happen before. Yeah. But, yeah, that's what happens there. So, that leads us to the very own Devil's Rocking Chair.
That fucking statue, dude.
So, a little bit background of this statue right here. Is one of the new additions to that specific room. That was supposed to be the original demon entity of The Conjuring, and the director of the movie thought it was best to have a more realistic idea of the demon, so he ended up going with the one and only
the nun. Yeah. When I first walked in to see that, instantly, chills, hair's going up.
Actually, the actress that played Lorraine in the movie said that because they filmed with him. It's just they scrapped them from the movie after, but they had already filmed with him. Yeah. And they said the actress reported scratches on her.
Yeah.
After filming with them.
And it was only with this prop or suit they would use.
It's not a suit. It's like an actual like creature sculpture thing.
Well, it was only with this creature when they were getting the scratches.
But when you walk in, it's right next to the door. So it's fucked up because you walk in and you're like, "This is where it ends. This is where my life goes." Because it feels like you walk into like a legit demonic.
Don't get me wrong, guys. Room. Like once I seen the Devil's Rocking Chair, I saw that fucker. I instantly was like, I'm glad my grandma left. I was so happy.
Yeah, she would have not.
My grandma would have freaked out. My Nina would have freaked out. I was surprised my mom stood there. Okay. I was so scared,
but
guys.
She was holding on to me.
But I was like,
she kept grabbing my arm.
I wanted to make sure my mom was good. I know you can hold yourself, and Anthony can.
I also forgot to mention that when we were in the Peggy room, I looked at her because we were like holding arms, and she told me she was feeling lightheaded.
And that's why I kept asking her. And I remember her saying that, and I kept asking her, guys. I was like,
yeah, I remember as soon as she said it, you looked at her and you were like, no, you need to leave. She's like, no, I'm fine. And you were like, no, you need to leave.
No, guys. But
she wanted to stay.
She chose to stay. I just am the child that I'm just like, I don't care what it takes. If you're not feeling good, you're getting out of there. Like, I'll make sure
you were ready to drag her out.
I was gonna drag her out, dude, because I did not feel comfortable in that place with her.
Yeah.
If it was just me and you, perfect. Would have done it 100%, no worry. But knowing that I had my grandma, my Nina, my mom, my brother, I was worried shitless.
I think it relieved you, the fact that your grandma and your Nina left before.
It did relieve me a lot because I'm just glad my grandma didn't see all this.
Yeah.
I was really glad.
And I have one last picture for you guys to see. That's where the chair is. And they also... I have this one. And as you can see, that's how they... like, it looks when you open the door to the chair.
You know what's
crazy? As soon as I walked in there was a clock in the corner. Mm-hmm. Where you could open, like, the little peep at the top. And you could see the real cassette where they recorded the exorcism of David. And David was a little kid that got possessed by this entity. And I forgot. I'm actually going to look it up real quick because I want to be a little bit more accurate when it comes to this. But from what I remember, it was pretty much the demonic throne from the Conjuring 3 case. Mm-hmm. With Ed and Lorraine. And according to visitors, there may be audios of the exorcism. Oh, yeah. They did put the audio because there was an old TV playing.
Oh, yeah.
The story of what happened. And yeah, you could hear all the stuff that went on because that David was possessed.
Mm-hmm. Tell me why, though, when we were there, our tour guide was like, guys, you guys can look at it, but please don't sit in it.
Yeah,
they gave us the option to even go, like, inside with it and sit.
No. They don't let you sit in it.
Oh, it seems like she said.
She said, don't touch it. It's not like I'm supposed to tell you because I don't think you want to touch it, but don't touch it. Because the thing is, once that door opens, you can touch it. Mm-hmm. It's right next to you. And the thing is, for the RIP people, that's the experience you get. You get to go around that little wall in the entrance to get right in front of the chair. And if you're bold enough, might touch it. But they don't encourage it. I don't think you're allowed to.
No, she even said, though, too, because she said there's been a lot of people, RIPs, that sat in there. And they were like, I do not encourage you guys to sit because you will have back problems. I'm calling it.
So pretty much, the Devil's Rocking Chair is a real artifact connected to the 1980s case of David Glatzel. I'm not sure how to say that, but it's the inspiration to The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. The chair is associated with the alleged demonic possession of Glatzel, and the subsequent exorcism performed by the paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. According to reports, the chair would move on its own during the possession and was a focal point for paranormal activity, eventually being sold by to Zak Bagan of Ghost Adventures and moved to his museum. So that's the background as to why the chair is so strong. And when it comes to energy, it's because during the exorcism to David, it was moving on its own. And I don't know if you guys have seen the movie, but in the movie you can see that the little kid's possessed, and then the boyfriend of the sister of the little kid was like so fed up with all of this that he was like, enough, like get out of his body, like get in mine instead.
Oh shit.
And the demon did. And which is why when the demon possessed him, he killed someone. I forgot who. And for the first time in U.S. history, when he went to trial, he pled that it was a possession and it was a demonic entity that took over him. And that's the first time in history in the United States that someone pretty much blamed a demonic entity.
It's crazy.
And that's why it became so popular, and that's why they made a movie about it, because it was a real case.
I heard about that
and
story
he
too.
went into like a crazy asylum instead of prison because of that same reason.
I heard about that story too, and I forgot it was about this one.
Yeah. And the crazy part is, like, as soon as they're done telling you that on the TV, this opens on itself. And the guy's like, well, you guys can go and, like, get really close to it if you want. And I got close. I remember that you looked at me like, don't get that close. Because I got right in front of the chair. Like, from this to this. I was, like, right there. If I would have lifted my hand, I would have touched it. But he looked at me. He was like, do not fucking touch it. And I was like, I'm not going to touch it. I just wanted to, like, stand in front of it and feel the energy, but just not make that connection of touching it.
Did you feel any energy?
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. It did feel weird. I don't know if it's, like, paranormal weird or if it's because, like, I knew what was connected to that.
But you felt something.
Again, like, I don't know if it was paranormal or if it was because, like, for one, it scared the shit out of me when that thing opened on its own.
Yeah.
And right next to that demon, because right there you can't see it, but the demon is standing, like, pretty much right under the nun picture right there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think it was, like, mixed feelings of everything. But, yeah, it was a pretty interesting room.
I was so happy to get out of that room, guys. You don't even know.
Yeah. But moving on. After this room, we went to a not so bad one. I think it was like a little more wholesome one.
Oh, this one was pretty cool.
This was about Natalie Woods. It was an actress that was found drowned dead, like on by the shore, I think.
Yeah, she was found dead, washed up by the shore.
Yeah, and when we went into that room, they had items of the boat where she was last seen alive. And they played us a video where her best friend, that was also happened to be the captain of the boat, had called Zak when Zak was setting up the room for the first time. And they hadn't talked in months. And I remember seeing that the guy texted or emailed Zak saying, I need to talk to you. Something just happened. And I feel like it has to do with Natalie. And then Zak called him through FaceTime. And he was like, what happened? And then he flips the camera, Natalie's friend, and shows that, like, he had two shelves with, like, something in the middle. And everything, like, flew out of them. Even the drawers. And he was like, I feel like it has something to do with her because, like, I've been thinking a lot about her, and I just wanted to talk to you and let you know, like, I feel like it is her, and I feel like you're the only person I can talk to about this that will actually get my feelings. And then Zach was like, you know what's crazy? I'm setting up the room where all the items that were related to the day she was murdered are gonna be. And then the guy started crying, and he was like, I always felt so guilty with what happened to her. And then Zach was like, is there anything you want to say to her? Maybe she's here, like, listening. And then the guy was like, he was crying, and he was like, I felt like she should have had a better ending. I felt always guilty that she was maybe murdered, because they still find it suspicious that it was like...
She was just washed up there, pretty much. Yeah.
So, yeah, it was kind of emotional more than, like, paranormal.
It was still sad, but it was a good...
it was
like, you felt good in that room.
Yeah. I felt like after all the stuff we saw in that room, I felt like a little more peace. Like,
yeah.
Like, damn, this is something that it's very unfortunate.
Like, for a best friend to cry for your other friend. Like,
and it so happens that, like, Zach was setting up the room, and then that happened to him.
Yeah.
Like, the friend almost telling him, like, oh, they're gonna have something of me.
Yeah.
And so after this room, we went into a room that had, like, the invention of the first spirit box. I don't have pictures of that. There's not many. But yeah, it was like about the girl that invented the spirit box. And it was like a room where all these like TVs and stuff were.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was the real invention that was in that room too.
Yeah.
And then lastly, you can't really recognize it because they have it much different than how it looked now. But pretty much where that division of the black like wall thing is, now it goes all the way up. Yeah. You walk into that like pretty much black room, and they tell you can see there's like metal curtains on both sides.
Yeah.
And there's a TV at the top, and it says like, oh, this is about the devil's staircase. Case, yeah. Like the basement case. Do you remember it?
Yeah. I remember this one because I forgot the investigation, but the house was very like very demonic to the point where they had to destroy the house. They had to destroy it. And Zach's crazy ass really was able to get the only thing that was available, and that was the staircase. He got the staircase, guys, and I can't even.
And the original dirt from the basement.
Oh, and the original dirt from the basement.
So I looked it up. The Demon House story refers to a 2011 case in Gary, Indiana, where a family claimed they were tormented by demonic possession after moving into a rental home. The story, popularized by the paranormal investigator Zak Bagan, involves alleged supernatural events like children walking up the walls, flying, and speaking in deep voices, which the family linked to a demonic portal in the basement, particularly under the stairs. And the house was eventually demolished, and some of its parts are now displayed in the museum.
Yeah.
So that's the original stuff from the house. And obviously that middle creature is just for display. They have a different one now that has like horns.
Yeah.
But yeah. The cool thing about it now is that you walk into like a dark room. They tell you that story in the TV. And then they give you a second for you to walk out of the room. And then if you don't want to walk out, they lower the curtains. And then you can actually see everything with no glass or anything, the open space of it.
And let me tell you guys.
And you know what's crazy too? Before the curtains went down, I remember the guide went in and she was like, please be careful to not like lay back into the door because the door has no lock. Because it happened before that when it had a lock, people would get locked up in there.
Oh fuck! I didn't.
You didn't hear her say that?
Part.
Yeah, so the door to that specific experience doesn't have a lock to it because it locks on its own.
That one was very crazy because of the devil chairs or stairs. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at those stairs, I didn't feel anything in that room personally, but you could just tell, like there was problems in there. Not in that
Yeah, it
room.
felt eerie, especially that like it was red lighting in that room too.
Yeah, it was
I
red
didn't
lighting. It
know.
looked dark. You could see the dirt on the floor.
It was just crazy looking at the stairs like, damn, this came from a basement and now it's here.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was a pretty crazy room, especially considering they had it unlocked because of something so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's the last one.
I
Yeah, that
think
is
that's
the
it.
last one.
Yep.
But I wanted to get back to something real quick because it has to do with the end. Because this is the real end of where you end the tour. We all gather in the middle and we meet Lily. Lily is the doll in that case. She has real human hair. She was acquired, I forgot from what, but she likes to be complimented. And she said that it's good luck to tell Lily how beautiful she is. And she told us a little bit about her story. And right as they were telling us that, she started pretty much saying that we should get ready to leave because that was the last experience.
Mm-hmm.
We walked through a door to the exit, which is the shop.
Yeah.
In that corner where you see the painting, there was like a door with like a little skeleton, and that was the exit. But you walked through like a tiny area where they still had like a few collectibles.
It was like a little maze.
Yeah. Like a little, like that. Like a zigzag, pretty much. And they had like Robin Williams' robe.
Yeah.
And they had the chair that was right across Michael Jackson's bed when he died.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah. They had the original parts of like the Pirates of the Caribbean old mannequins. They had a lot of pretty cool stuff. But what I liked most is that at the very end, right before you go into the shop, they have a giant crystal rock full of all these like good positive things around it. And right above it, it says, if you want to cleanse yourself, you sit in the crystal, you close your eyes, you set your intentions, then you get up, and then you can leave freely and like peacefully, which I really liked. All of us did it. I think that's why I also feel at peace with stuff like this, because like there's that, like I appreciate that people think about it, like people don't want to leave with stuff, so like you give them the option to try to cleanse themselves.
Yeah. It was a nice, beautiful crystal rock, though. Let me tell you, it was like a chair. It was a chair crystal.
It had to be expensive, like a couple thousand, because it was a giant crystal, like huge circle crystal.
But I was so glad to get out of that place, guys, because I was so terrified.
Yeah.
But in all reality, if I had to rate this experience, like out of a scariness, out of 1 through 10, this was a 10. It was a 10, 100% 10.
It was right there with the Lizzie Borden house, because I keep comparing it to that because that's the closest, most private experience I've had with the paranormal. Because it was literally just me and my best friend and 2 random girls. And that was it. And we were left alone in the house. So that's like something very private. Something like they're truly aware that they don't need to be there doing something for you to get spooked. They just know it's haunted.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna start wrapping it up because we've been talking for way too long. It's 4:44.
4 hours.
I think it's
this
close
is the
to 4
longest.
hours. This is the longest we've talked about something. It has to be a 2-part video because there's no way
it's gonna fit for a one.
Yeah. As it is, my dad's section alone is 2 hours, and I feel like this one was very, very detailed compared to what I'm gonna say with my dad, because my dad was getting tired. So at one point, he completely dissociated with what I was saying.
Yeah.
And I forgot a lot of... Oof. I forgot a lot of things when I was saying my section with him. And it was because I had my notes, but since he was falling asleep, it kind of threw me off. So I was like reading, and then I would like look at him, and I was like, oh.
I hope I was enough to keep you awake.
I'm getting sleepy too. Like, I wanted to edit. I wanted to edit and finish it, but I don't think I'll be able to. I need to sleep.
Yeah, I know you're tired, baby. But
like I hope that I can at least submit this video by later tomorrow.
This one?
No, not this one. Like okay. The blog.
Yeah. But real quick before we head out, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching our videos. We really appreciate it. If you guys can though, like, just please send us some information of like if you guys have stories, if you guys want us to tell us some stories,
and if you guys ever want to be part of an episode, we welcome people. Like, if you want to tell your story right here next to me, just let me know.
You guys come and take my seat, or if you guys want me in here too, I'll pull up a chair and you sit in my chair. I don't care what you guys want.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get another mic.
But for sure, guys, thank you guys so much for watching and listening. If you guys made it this far in the video, we really appreciate it. If you guys,
I do have people that have texted me, my family members that want to be in that episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they live in a different country, but we could do a FaceTime call thing if you guys are interested in like seeing something like that. But yeah,
I might have to say this too. If you want to bring your family, Jonathan, my cousin, has been like, "Hey, yo, where am I at?" So if you guys want to see my crazy ass cousin Jonathan,
I mean, like I said, all family and friends are welcome. We can't just welcome anyone in our home because
we got some crazy ass huskies, guys. Let me tell you that right now. They scream.
Yeah, they won't attack you. They
just lick you.
They'll just scream the hell out of you. But yeah, we truly really want to hear people's stories. So please send them. Please. And we're gonna wrap it up here because I'm barely keeping my eyes open.
All right, guys. You guys have a good one. Thank you so much. I love the support. Keep the weekly yaps, all right?
Keep them up.
Keep them up. Keep them up.
No me aburro, lo que pasa es que te tengo que escuchar, pues si la que hizo el tour fuiste tú. Pues.
Sí, pero yo te pedí que lo buscara. ¿Qué pasó?
No me apareció toda la información.
Saca el pillo.
Eso, por ejemplo, la de los
asesinos.
Asesinos seriales no me apareció
Es que lo que pasa es que yo le dije a él que buscara las cosas por él mismo, que podía averiguar del museo, y yo le iba a contar mi experiencia, pero al final es como tú te sientas y me escuchas y yo te digo.
Oh, ¿y qué pasó cuando conté la historia del bosque?
No, pero ahí me cagaste de otra manera, ¿sí?
Bueno, pero ahí yo hablé y tú no dijiste nada.
Es que, ¿qué iba a decir? Nada de lo que pudiera decir me hubiera preparado para todo lo que me dijiste.
Ya, pues, ¿viste?
Porque le toqué el tema del podcast y me dijo, ya, bueno, déjame ver con qué salgo. Y me saliste con eso. Primer episodio, yo que...
Sí. Bueno, a mí me gustan las historias. De hecho...
De hecho, a él no le gusta mucho el hecho de que yo lo haga así, porque primero no es algo que tú conozcas, entonces como
No, sí.
Segundo es porque a él le gusta lo más como espontáneo, lo que salga en el momento de las historias que él se acuerde o que yo me acuerde. Entonces, le gusta la dinámica así como, oh, ¿te acordás cuando esto? Oh, y esto otro. Oh, yo me acuerdo de esta historia. Entonces, por eso él es así.
Que se produce más diálogo, pues, más entretenido.
Es que sí, o sea...
Entonces, hoy día...
no va a ser tan...
Busqué información, pero me la tiró bien limitada. Entonces, por eso que...
Es que es bien secretivo este lugar. Entonces, igual las cosas que se encuentran es poco.
¿Están ocupados?
No, estamos jugando.
No, es que te iba a preguntar sobre...
Vamos. Hasta la vista, baby.
Vino un peje lagarto.
Peglo.
Ya, bueno, volviendo a la casa. Esta es la primera experiencia que te puedo decir en esa casa que se me hizo. En la otra, yo creo que también, primero, el humo, el aroma y tantos objetos en un mismo área, como que yo tengo esa tendencia a como sentir ciertas cosas, pero en las otras habitaciones nada, ni siquiera en la cosa del exorcismo nada.
Ya.
Y no les voy a mentir porque ¿para qué? Siento que mentir o agregar cosas a lo que yo no viví igual es como quita la autenticidad de las cosas que pueden pasar, ¿cachai? Pero en esta parte, esas son las escaleras al sótano.
Ya.
Y están justo como al fondo del pasillo, sigue el pasillo para allá de la otra experiencia y al lado está la escalera.
Ya.
Y solo los que tenían el acceso abierto podían entrar. Y fui una de las penúltimas en entrar. Y
Ya.
cuando tú entras, tú ves esto, mira. Es un túnel de ladrillo
Ujú.
y tú al fondo das la vuelta por ahí
Ya.
y al entrar ves un pentagrama en el suelo.
Qué bonito.
Y lo que más me causó shock, que fue la primera experiencia en el museo,
Ya.
en donde tenían una caja de esas como que están así como con estática
Ujú.
y que suelta de vez en cuando algunas palabras.
Ya.
Pero el guía nos dijo, al bajar, no le hablen porque tú le puedes hablar y puede que te den respuesta, pero él dijo, lo que está ahí abajo no es bueno, así que no le hablen, solamente bajen, sientan la experiencia y vuelvan. Y todos quedamos así, bueno, ¿a quién le toca primero?
Jeremy.
Sí, pero el Jeremy, ¿sabes qué? Lo que me dio tanta risa, tenía así como, ya nos va a tocar a nosotros. Y el Jeremy se para enfrente de los demás que tenían que entrar y dijo, yo me sacrifiqué en la otra, así que le toca a usted. Y todos estaban riendo y uno dijo, ya, bueno, ya yo voy. Que fue uno de los, el cabro de la pareja alemana.
Ya.
Y fue de los primeros, bajamos y pasamos por eso, ese túnel y todo. Y al llegar ahí, había humo. Entonces, al entrar, estábamos todos así como...
Me volado.
Sí, es como si tú entraras a una tienda de marihuana donde están todos fumando y llegué así como...
¿Qué? Hola, pana.
Sí. Y llegamos y había como un cuadrado de una caja de electricidad y pensamos que esa era una puerta porque era un cuadrado como gigante. Y y le empiezan a hacer así y no abría. Y nosotros así como
Estamos encerrados.
sí, atrapados.
Atrapados en su propia historia. Maldito
No,
demonio.
y entre que nos daba risa y estábamos así como...
Ya, ¿y
¿Y
ahora
ahora
qué?
qué?
¿Y ahora qué?
Porque, para darte como una idea, es un cuadrado demasiado pequeño. De hecho, ahí más o menos se nota más o menos qué tan pequeño es. Pero estábamos alrededor del pentagrama. Que lo otro, cuando el Zak compró la casa, se supone que el pentagrama ya estaba ahí. Y estaba un arma como podría en el suelo del pentagrama. Era como algo bien así como, what the fuck. Pero... Bueno, considerando la historia de la casa, asesinatos y todo, como
No,
que
pues sí.
parte de lo que compré. Y yo no vi el pentagrama, pero lo que sí vi que tú al
Había un
entrar,
chum.
lo que sí vi que no vi,
¿Qué era?
y al entrar, justo al dar la vuelta, porque ponte que veníamos de acá, veníamos en el pasillo, de ese que se ve ahí, y damos la vuelta y aquí estaba el sótano. Y al entrar tenían una estatua media como satánica en la esquina.
Ya.
Y yo dije, ay, papito. Porque cuando la vi, ahí fue cuando me sentí mal.
Ya.
Y yo dije, "Ah". De hecho, se me pararon los pelitos aquí y yo dije, ¿en qué me metí, señor?
Ya.
Porque
Sí.
con todas las otras cosas, nada, ¿sabéis que nada?
Claro, un
Nada, nada,
visitante.
estaba súper tranquila, de hecho estaba así como, oh, mira todo lo... Porque me gusta, pues entonces yo decía, mira esta muñeca, que ya. Entré ahí y yo dije, ¿qué me metí?
Ya.
Y de hecho, el Jeremy estaba caminando enfrente mío y se da vuelta al ver la estatua, porque él como que la miró, pero como a él le da más miedo, como que al tiro miró para el otro lado. Y se dio vuelta a mirarme mientras los otros estaban tirando el agua. Y me dice, ¿qué es eso? Y yo lo miré y le dije, es algo muy malo, te diré, porque cuando yo lo vi, me dijo como esa sensación, te digo, como que así como algo súper fuerte,
Ajá.
así de que no, como muy negativo, así como no estoy aquí.
Claro.
Y yo dije, y empezó el sentimiento medio paranormal de las cosas. Y yo me fui al final de la pieza
Ujú.
y me di vuelta. Entonces yo a ese punto miraba de aquí a allá la estatua. Y arriba de la estatua tenían el tic, 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 tic,
Ah,
tic,
ya.
y se escuchaba como que alguien hablaba. Y empezó a soltar palabras, pero como yo no tengo mucha experiencia con ese tipo de equipamientos, no le entendía muy bien.
Ujú.
Pero se escuchaba que alguien estaba hablando.
Ya.
Y era como una voz así como, a veces como de niño, a veces como media así como tosca, era como una mezcla de
Ya, de todo
voces.
un poco.
Pero lo que sí nos asustó fue que entre esas voces se escuchó así como un no,
Ya.
pero fuerte. Y es cuando justo estábamos todos como en el círculo del pentagrama,
Ajá.
porque al final, no sé cómo nos organizamos, pero estábamos como todos mirándonos el uno al otro, así como que hacemos entre medio del humo.
¿Qué?
Y como que hicimos el círculo del pentagrama que estaba ahí, pues, sin darnos cuenta.
¿Qué?
Estábamos parados en círculo.
Sí.
Y fue justo ahí cuando nos dimos cuenta que empezó a decir como así como algo, como así como no, así como afuera.
Ajá.
Como que estaba enojado, lo que sea que estaba ahí.
¿Qué?
Y yo le pregunto al Jeremy, ¿se supone que le podemos hablar? Y él dijo no, porque el guía dijo que no interactuáramos con él, que dejáramos que lo que sea que está aquí nos diga cosas nomás, pero
¿Qué?
no directamente nosotros a eso. Y todos nos miramos y dijimos, vámonos.
Ujú.
Y todos decimos así,
Es el
Y ahí
momento, es el
sí,
momento de escapar.
fue menos de un minuto,
Me
porque estábamos
imagino.
todos así como, bueno, es una pieza chica, sofocante por el humo,
Claustrofóbica.
claustrofóbica, una weá demónica en la esquina.
¿Qué?
Está el sonido del parlante de la caja de espíritus que
Ujú.
tenían, y se supone que ellos la tienen prendida 24/7. O sea, incluso cuando ellos no están en el museo, tienen las cámaras grabando en caso de que digan algo medio loco.
¿Qué?
Y todos empezaron a irse, y como yo estaba al final de la pieza, fui la última.
Papito.
Y yo no me di cuenta porque estaba mirando, porque había como un altar de cosas que la gente deja así como de, por favor no me sigas, monedita.
Ajá.
Y estaba mirando eso, me doy vuelta y ya veo que el Jeremy me estaba esperando justo en la esquina del fondo de ese pasillo. Y me estaba mirando y me dijo, ya vamos. Y ahí como que me hizo el clic de que me dejaron sola.
Sí.
Entonces, y yo dije, no. Y empecé a caminar rapidito. Y al pasar, para volver a meterme al pasillo,
Ajá.
en esa esquina, al dar la vuelta en esa esquina, me dio un pánico. Y yo empecé a empujar al Jeremy y le dije, no, tengo que irme, tengo que irme. Y como que entre que miraba para atrás y entre de que no, porque me tenía como...
Sí,
Me
sí.
dio un ataque de
Te
pánico.
dio ataque de pánico.
Me dio ataque de pánico. Porque sentí que alguien me estaba como persiguiendo.
Ya.
Y le empecé a hacer así a alguien y me dijo, pero tranquila, tranquila, estamos caminando, hay gente enfrente mío. Y le dije, no, es que tengo que salir. Y me dijo, ya ponte enfrente mío por lo menos. Y le dije, no, es que eso no va a cambiar nada. Tengo que salir.
Sí.
Y me empecé como a acelerar y como era un pasillo donde tú era aquí, acá, acá y subir la escalera.
Ya.
Entonces era ese pasillo largo en donde tenía el ataque de pánico y yo decía, no, sube, sube. Y empezaron todos como a subir más o menos rápido. Y yo subí, cerré la puerta porque tienen como una puerta para prevenir que otras
Ujú.
personas caigan o lo que sea. Y justo al subir veo a la guía y me está mirando así.
Ya.
Y dijo, ¿quién fue el último? Y todos se dieron vuelta a mirarme a mí. Y yo hice así. Me dijo, sentiste que te seguían, ¿cierto? Y yo la miro así como, hija de puta, ¿por qué me decía ahora y no antes?
Sí.
Y yo le dije, No decía nada, o sea, que yo pasé del pánico al silencio completo por un buen rato. Y el Jeremy me miraba así como, ¿qué hago? ¿Qué hago? Porque me vio así como muy choqueada por la experiencia. Y yo le dije, es que había algo muy fuerte ahí abajo que me entró el pánico de que tengo que salir de aquí.
Claro.
Y ella les dijo cosas. Y todos dijeron, sí, como que decía no, o como que se enojaba y después había niños. Y ella dijo, está raro porque usualmente no habla. No habla muy seguido, dijo. Pero ha estado bien, bien activo hoy día, dijo.
Mira.
Y yo dije, de todos los putos días. Y lo peor es que al subir la escalera, al lado, después volvimos al pasillo. Pero justo en ese pasillo, al ladito de la escalera, había una apertura donde se veía como una silla de madera. Y decía Annabelle, como grabada como con un cuchillo.
Ajá.
Y justo arriba decía por qué estaba ahí. Y era la puta silla donde tuvieron a la muñeca, a la original de Annabelle. Cuando él la tuvo un tiempo en su museo, estaba ahí sentada. Y esa silla la dejaron ahí, en el pasillo, ni siquiera en una caja de vidrio, nada. Ahí, como una silla común y corriente, así como si te cansáis, te sentáis.
Claro.
Y yo la quedé mirando así, porque al mirarla, igual es loco cuando vas a lugares así, porque como que vas conectando las historias, porque como fui a Nueva York y fuimos a Connecticut, a Massachusetts, a todos esos lugares, yo pasé a ver la casa de los Warren. Y al ver la casa de los Warren, a la vueltita estaba el cementerio donde están ellos. Y hay gente que les llevaba recuerdos, regalos, cosas así. Y yo, obviamente tú no puedes entrar a la casa porque no tiene la autorización de negocio, porque está en el medio de otras casas comunes y corrientes.
Claro.
Entonces, ya no pude verla directamente, pero el ir, el verla en persona, el saber las historias, igual es como...
No, sí es potente.
es loco. Entonces cuando yo volví como en el tiempo al ver esa silla, porque yo dije, estuve tan cerca de la casa, literal, el frente. Después fui a verlos al cementerio. Después fui a la casa del conjuro, a la original. Que no pude entrar porque hay todo un tema de eso, pero... Y pasar de ir a ver a esa casa del conjuro y ir a un museo en Las Vegas, en otro estado, al otro lado del país, y ver algo que pertenece a esa casa también, y mucho más cerca, o sea, la tenía al lado. Yo dije, estoy conectando muchas cosas. Ahora sí me está dando miedito. Porque como que se siente como que de a poco te vas acercando a eso. Entonces, después de eso pasamos... No me acuerdo qué dónde pasamos, a ver. Ah, bueno, ese es como otro punto de vista para que te hagas la idea de qué tan grande era. Oh, y de ahí pasamos a un bar que se supone que tiene como una historia de que era un bar de gente satánica y hacían como cosas muy locas ahí. Y tuvo un problema al final y lo terminaron demoliendo porque tiene fama de estar embrujado. Y se supone que este bar estaba en Kentucky, no en Las Vegas, pero hay una confusión de que no sé por qué dicen que está en Las Vegas. Y lo que el Zak hizo fue que antes de que lo demolieran, se trajo todo el piso y lo recreó ahí. El piso original se trajo partes de los ladrillos, se trajo los logos originales y se trajo unas bancas de bar donde la gente tuvo como varias historias. Y se supone que todos los espíritus de las personas que hacían cosas malas ahí todavía siguen como apegados a las cosas. Y en esa parte que veía ahí arriba es de un pozo donde como que tiraban gente. Y él lo recreó y recreó el departamento del dueño de este lugar, que al final también murió, creo que lo mataron o se suicidó, no me acuerdo cómo, pero está muerto. Y pasamos por el departamento y después pasamos por esa parte, porque él recreó esa parte como de pozo.
Ya, claro.
Y tenía un hoyo para abajo. Y al fondo había una cabeza humana. Y nosotros dijimos, ah, ya. Y tú mirabas para arriba y como en ese cuadrado que está en la pared, había otra cabeza. Y en esa cabeza era una de verdad. ¿Estoy bien?
Me estoy tratando de imaginar el lugar.
Sí, vos te estás imaginando en la cama.
No, si no tengo tantos sueños.
Mm. Bueno, el punto es que tienen una cabeza decapitada, momificada, de un hombre que mataron en Escocia porque lo acusaron de hacer brujería.
Ya.
Y la cabeza está ahí, así como de aquí a donde estás tú. Y no la tienen en nada, la tienen puesta como en la ventana. Y tú miras para abajo y tú miras la cabeza, el cráneo, y también es de verdad, de otra persona que donó su cuerpo a la ciencia, no sé qué, y terminó ahí. Así que hay dos cabezas decapitadas ahí.
Qué bonito.
¿Cierto? Es muy hermoso. Y se supone que así era el bar antes de que lo destruyeran.
Sí.
Se llama Bobby Mackey. Y esa parte de ahí es la parte como central del museo. Y en esta parte de esa esquina es donde están las escaleras para este lado.
¿Ya?
En este otro lado se abre una puerta gigante que es donde estábamos originalmente porque el bar está para ese lado.
Ajá.
Y nosotros terminamos entrando a esta pieza. Y esta es como la parte final del tour. Pero había gente entre medio de eso,
Ya.
de esas dos cosas. Entonces nosotros pasamos alrededor y fuimos a esa puerta que está justo allá.
Ya al fondo.
Y ahí te entra como una parte de un circo. Y tienen una cabeza de un león decapitado también, obviamente porque es solo la cabeza. Y era un león que tuvieron por mucho tiempo en el circo y terminó matando mucha gente y se volvió bien famoso porque como que atacó a todos los entrenadores que tenía
Ya.
y los mató. Entonces mató como más de 20 personas y después lo mataron a él. Y yo digo, es un animal que es conocido por eso y lo matan por eso.
Es su naturaleza.
Sí, pues, o sea, ¿por qué?
Ese no tiene nada de demónico.
No,
De demónico. De demoníaco.
sí,
No, pues él usaba su instinto natural, ¿no?
claro, pero él lo tiene ahí porque es parte de... Y en esa parte, tú entras a esto,
¿Ya?
está un poco diferente obviamente, pero justo aquí donde está ese, agregaron algo nuevo, que era un carraje antiguo como esos típicos donde tú lo abrías del medio, tenían la puerta y todo eso.
Ajá.
Pero él lo abrió como en la parte de atrás, o sea, tú puedes entrar al carruaje completo, y es de madera y todo. Y esa fue una experiencia que también hicieron para solo los que tenían VIP, donde nos dividieron en grupos. ¿Te acuerdas que te dije que en una parte nos dividían? Nos dividieron en 4, en 3 grupos de 4. Y nosotros justo nos tocó con los alemanes.
¿Ya?
Y fuimos los últimos en entrar. Pero al entrar, tenían un monito así como de peluche,
Ujú.
un osito. Y adentro metieron una caja también de espíritu, pero esa no es la que hace estática, es la que dice palabras, pero dice palabras completas,
Ya.
sin estática, sin nada. Y también tenían uy, un detector que te dice qué tanta mala energía hay alrededor, porque va como de un 1 a un 10.
Ya.
Se te están cruzando los ojos. Es que lo forcé a hacerlo hasta ahora porque me conviene más a mí, porque así puedo editarlo.
No, yo sé. Hay las cosas que hay que hacer.
Él quiso ser papá.
Sí, seguro.
Y tenían un detector al lado del osito
¿Ya?
y el osito te decía palabras, pero ese sí le podías hablar. Entraron los primeros 2 grupos y después entramos nosotros. Y al entrar, primero entraron los alemanes.
¿Ya?
Y la niña dijo así como, hola. Y el osito le dijo, ¿cuántos son? Y nosotros nos miramos así como, ya empezó.
La hizo corta.
Sí. Y vimos el detector y pasó de un 5 a un 7 apenas entramos. Y de pasado de un 5 es porque hay algo. A un 5 es como lo normal en lo que se mantiene, lo neutro.
Claro.
Y cuando pasó al 7 nos miramos y dijimos, ok. Y de la nada ella como que le dijo al esposo así como, tengo hambre. Y el oso dijo chocolate. Y el Jeremy va y le dice, a mí me gusta el cereal. ¿Y
El
saben qué me
Jeremy.
dio una risa?
El
Porque
Jeremy, güey. Él hizo un comentario.
y los otros dos se miraron y estábamos todos muertos de la risa y de repente empieza a decir otras palabras así como, ¿quieres jugar conmigo? Dijo. O quieren quedarse conmigo. Y cuando empezó a hablar más, después de que nos reímos, no sé si se lo tomó a burla o no sé, se fue como de un 7 al 9 en el medidor. Y nosotros así como, o sea, estamos on fire. Estamos... El osito está prendido.
¿Queréis bailar?
Eso. Y ya le iba a poner una cumbia y todo, pero no tenía el teléfono prendido. Y al final la pareja se fue y nos quedamos solo los dos con el Jeremy. Y volvió a bajar como a un 4. Y el Jeremy siguió preguntando, le dijo, ¿y a ti qué juguete te gusta? Y el oso así como dijo algo así como afuera, algo nada que ver. Y el Jeremy dijo, ya no me quiere hablar este oso. Y se fue y me dejó ahí sola. Y los otros estaban viendo como un video porque en ese espacio hay como un proyector. Entonces te muestran distintas cosas mientras nosotros estamos en eso. Y me quedé sola y cuando apenas me quedé sola me dijo ¿cuántos hermanos? Y yo dije 1. Y me dijo ¿cuándo lo veo? Algo así me dijo. Y yo dije nunca. Porque es más inteligente que yo y no se mete en estas cosas.
Sí.
Y fue loco porque apenas el Jeremy se fue, pasó de nuevo de un 4 a un 9, ni siquiera un 7, un 5, no, un 9. Y dije, bueno, si hay alguien aquí, si quieres me puedes decir una última cosa, me voy a ir. Y me dijo algo así como, no te vayas. Y después dijo algo así como, siempre aquí, una cosa así. Y dije, pasó de chocolate a algo más, no sé. Y dije, no, gracias. Y me di la vuelta y dije, ya estoy lista, vámonos. Porque igual nunca he interactuado tanto con cosas así, entonces igual el hacerlo sola, el no saber cómo funciona.
Ajá.
Pero igual a la vez yo digo, no sé si sea manipulado o no, porque igual no quiero decir que todo es paranormal, porque no.
A lo mejor hay cosas que hay un compadre que lo habla, ¿no?
Puede ser.
Puede ser un micrófono,
Por eso
hay
es
una
que con
cámara,
cosas así me gustaría probarlas en privado.
claro, y ese cosito puede estar manipulado también, entonces.
Ujú.
Tienen que ponerle un poco de show también al tema, porque si no es así.
Bueno, que el show es que nos da a todos migraña el puto olor, pero...
Claro.
Y después de eso subimos como a un laberinto de payasos que tenían, donde tú pasas por un pasillo donde hay maniquís realistas de payasos.
¿Ya?
Y tú pasas así como el pasillo ese que te mostré, así apretadito. Tenés que pasar de lado y todos los payasos como que te quedan mirando porque vas pasando al lado de ellos enfrente.
Claro.
Y hay uno que es de verdad. Siempre tiene a alguien asustando ahí. Solo una
Sí.
persona. Y estos hijos de... Le dieron una bocina de tren. Y no nos dijeron que había alguien de verdad.
Claro,
Y le dieron una linterna que encandila.
claro.
Y el primero que subió fue el hermano del Jeremy. Y lo único que escuchamos fue un ¡pah! Y él dijo, ¡Motherfucker!
Agradece que no le dio el ataque ¿De cuánto es?
Sí, de
¿Epilepsia?
epilepsia. Y dijo, hijo de tu puta. Lo tiró de arriba para abajo, de lado a lado, porque le puteó como por aunque sea
me
un
imagino.
par de segundos. Y el que estaba disfrazado estaba así al lado de él, le hacía así.
Me cae su bailecito.
Y yo iba de la última, porque fui la última en salir de eso. Y ya cuando estábamos llegando al final de eso, él me siguió.
Ujú.
Y cuando iba a abrir la puerta para salir, como era la última, me hizo
Pa.
¡pah! Y yo, y me doy vuelta, lo miro y me hace. Y yo dije, mira, uno de estos días.
Sí, espérate nomás. Espérate que te voy afuera.
Sí. Y aquí, de esto, terminamos yendo a la famosa.
Ah, sí, pues.
Le cubrí los ojos porque ella es conocida por eso.
Claro.
Porque, ¿para qué mostrarlo?
Sí.
No es necesario. Entramos a esta pieza y esta muñeca también tenía un de esos de estática.
Ujú.
Y nos contó la historia, de dónde vino y toda la cosa. Y prendió la caja de espíritu. Y al prenderla, ella nos dijo, ustedes le pueden hablar. A esta sí le pueden hablar, aunque obviamente no es muy conocida por dar buena suerte, pero le pueden hablar. Aquí no se nota, pero al lado de allá,
Ujú.
al lado izquierdo de la caja, había como esos caballitos antiguos que se mecen
Ujú.
y estaba justo al lado de ella. Y el hermano del Jeremy le empezó a hablar, porque estábamos todos callados así como mirándola nomás. Y él le dijo, hola Peggy, ¿cómo estás? Si no, si estás aquí, mueve el caballo. Y se escuchó como tuc, 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 caballo. Tuc, 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 tuc. Y él le dijo, sí, el caballo, muévelo. Y se escuchó un tuc, 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 intentando. Y nosotros así como, ¿ah? Y siguió el tuc, tuc, tuc. Y nadie hablaba. Y todos nos quedamos callados como por unos buenos segundos. Y él dijo, ¿lo puedes intentar? Y ella dijo, "Tuc, tuc, tuc, no puedo". Y
Ya.
todos así como que nos miramos así como... "Ah". Y la guía, después de unos segundos, ya casi nadie dijo nada más. Y la mamá de Jeremy se empezó a sentir mal cuando estábamos hablando con ella. Y dijo, me siento como mea, como que me está dando un no sé qué. Y dije, ay, ya paró la pata.
Sí. Hasta
No,
la vista, baby.
no, aquí, pues, no. Mira que bajarte por la escalera va a ser bien
Sí.
complicado por aquí.
No es
Está todo
negocio. No es
oscuro,
negocio.
no,
No es negocio.
no me hagáis esto aquí. Y, y por como ella dijo que se sentía más o menos rara, la paró la caja y dijo, ¿saben qué es lo loco? Que ella muy pocas veces habla con gente y a ustedes como que les estaba respondiendo como si nada.
Ya.
Y ella dijo, y lo triste es que ella te estaba diciendo, caballo, intentando, no pude.
Sí.
Así como de verdad intentó interactuar con lo que tú le dijiste. Y ella dijo que igual para nosotros es como fácil pedirles mover cosas, pero a ella le costó hablar sus par de meses,
Ya.
por lo que ellos dijeron. Entonces que hubiera una interacción con ella tan larga como la que tuvimos, o sea, o así como tan activa, que igual fue loco, porque obviamente vaya a ser mucho más difícil mover algo que decirte.
Claro.
Y de ahí pasamos a una pieza muy chiquitita, como con una caja, donde había un muñeco muy pequeño, que el Zak dijo que lo trajeron de la casa endemoniada de no sé dónde.
Ya.
Que de esa casa también se trajeron las escaleras y la tierra del sótano, porque
Ya.
era como la parte más horrible y demoníaca de la casa.
Ya.
Que esa la vimos al final, que te voy a mostrar ahora, pero ese muñeco le causó muchos problemas a él también de salud al haberlo adquirido.
Ya.
Y el dueño antes de él dijo que desde que tenía ese muñeco, todas las novias que él tuvo se intentaban suicidar después de verlo.
Mira.
Y bueno, por lo menos están todos aquí todavía, pero tiene como ese efecto en las mujeres sobre todo.
Pero para los que... Para el dueño del muñeco.
Ujú. Y también después de eso pasamos a otra pieza donde nos mostraron como algo no muy bonito y no hay fotos de nada en el internet porque no sé si se lo saltan o no sé qué. Pero era como también un asesino serial, pero era diferente a los otros porque ese tenía como un método muy macabro de hacerle cosas a los hombres.
Ya.
Porque obviamente los vi, ya tú sabes.
Ujú.
Los inyectaba, los amarraba y tenían la cama original donde encontraron a las personas
Ya.
cuando él hacía todo eso, porque lo hacían en la misma cama. Y la misma cama tiene como residuos de excremento de las víctimas,
Sí,
porque se
sí,
hacían de todo ahí.
sí.
Y tenían los cuchillos que él usó y todo eso ahí. Y en esa habían fotos de las víctimas en las paredes también, de fotos que él tomó durante el proceso.
Ah, papito.
Así que antes de entrar ahí nos dijeron si tú eres sensible a temas así, no entres porque hay fotos
Sí,
de él, porque él tomaba como colección esas fotos.
sí.
Igual entrar a eso fue... Yo entré, lo vi y yo dije, ok, ya estuvo, porque no me gusta mucho ver ese tipo de
No,
cosas.
pues
Yo
muy
creo que a
fuerte.
nadie, sobre todo sabiendo que él tomó esas fotos como premio a sí mismo prácticamente, o recuerdo de lo que
Un
hizo.
trofeo.
Entonces yo dije, no.
Todo, como te digo, todos los psicópatas siempre obtienen trofeos de sus
Y
víctimas.
por eso también lo tienen aparte, porque es como el más gráfico que hay.
Ya,
Porque tienen todo lo que él usaba
mira.
ahí mismo. La misma cama, tú ves la misma cosas que quedaron en el colchón.
Claro.
Entonces, es fuerte ver algo directamente de las víctimas, ¿cachai? Porque tú sabes que ya no están aquí.
Y lo que pasaron ahí tampoco fue muy bueno.
Ujú. Y después de ver a todo eso ya fue en el segundo piso. Y justo al lado de la Peggy está la famosa debug box.
Ya.
Esa yo creo que la escuchaste un poco de esa.
Que es como ¿cómo se dice?
Una caja.
Una cajita con... Sí,
De hecho, esta caja ahí se ve como que está simplemente con un vidrio alrededor, pero ahora le tienen como una pared alrededor,
ya,
con cosas como en hebreo creo que está,
ya,
donde como que la mantienen sellada de lo malo que tiene adentro. Porque son cajas que ponen cosas muy malas adentro, como pelo de alguien para hacerle
sí,
brujería, pero son como extremos. Al punto de que aquí puse al Post Malone, no sé si lo cachai, es un cantante.
ajá,
Él fue invitado por Zak al museo y abrieron ese vidrio y el
ya,
Zak lo tocó directamente en la caja y estaba así. Mientras el Post Malone se le acercó, le agarró el brazo y le hicieron como un choque así como que fuera, pasó por el Zak y se le fue al Post Malone.
ya,
Como que conectaron los dos con la caja a través de los brazos.
claro,
Y el Zack sacó la mano y le dijo, pero ¿por qué me tocaste? Estoy tocando esto. Y el otro le dijo, pero es que porque está ahí así como medio raro. Y le dio un ataque de pánico al Zack.
al cantante o
No, al
al dueño,
Zack,
ya,
al dueño del museo. Y porque es un video. Y él se va así como atrás a la pared y empieza a llorar y le dice que me siento mal, me siento como muy así, como desesperado. Y el otro le dijo, pero tranquilo, tranquilo. Y después de eso, al Post Malone le robaron la casa, se cae el avión de vuelta de ese lugar a su casa. le pasaron como muchas cosas malas y él dice, nunca me había pasado nada malo en mi vida y como que todo se fue a la mierda después de haber tocado eso.
Claro.
Y fue solo porque toqué el brazo de él. Entonces después de eso pusieron como más
Más protección.
protección, claro. Y pusieron sal y de todo por dentro porque dijeron, ya no,
Claro.
esto no se toca y no se toca. Y en esta pieza también se la saltó la mamá del Jeremy
Ya.
y otra niña más del grupo que se empezó a sentir media rara también. Y dijo, no, algo me dice que no me vaya para allá.
Claro.
Y ella estaba como casi llorando, como
Mira.
que se sintió muy abrumada por estar ahí. Y después de esto, nos fuimos por esa escalera
Ya.
abajo, a la parte central de nuevo, donde tuviste que estaba esas como barandas
Ajá.
donde estaba el grupo donde pasamos alrededor
Sí,
a
sí,
la
sí.
cosa del circo y ya. Estábamos justo parados en el descanso de esa escalera, porque ahora, entre medio de esos dos,
Ya.
hay una tele
Ya.
donde te muestran em, cómo se ha sentido gente en esta escalera, porque si ves en esta foto
Ya.
arriba, alguien se desmayó.
Claro.
Y antes de que nos empezaran a contar la historia, y antes de que pusieran el video, estábamos bajando el peldaño al descanso de la escalera
Ujú.
y todos nos dimos vuelta porque escuchamos a alguien como hacer algo así.
Ya.
Y nos dimos vuelta y era el alemán. Y dijo, me estoy sintiendo mareado, siento que voy a vomitar. Y estábamos parados justo donde está esa señora desmayada.
Ya.
Y él dijo, es que me siento mal, tengo que salir. Y el Jeremy y el Anthony lo agarraron así
Ajá.
y lo bajaron y lo sacaron junto con la esposa. Y en ese momento no nos habían explicado nada, pero justo abajo de esa escalera está la silla del diablo inspirada en la película que sacaron del Conjuro,
Ya.
del demonio, o creo, sí, como el demonio me hizo hacerlo, donde fue alguien que mató. Bueno, voy a llegar a eso porque es otra pieza,
Sí.
pero es- pasó justo cuando estábamos arriba de esa silla, porque
Mira.
la silla está abajo de la escalera. Y siempre dicen que ahí hay gente que se desmaya, que le salen rasguños, que se siente mal. Y él, por lo que vimos nosotros, no sabía eso, porque
Ah,
no nos habían dicho hasta ese punto en dónde estaba la silla. Em, y después bajamos al final, después de ver el video de eso, nos mostraron que en la escena donde se veía el área común,
ya.
hace como unos días atrás, se habían escuchado como gritos y como alguien haciendo así como...
Ya.
Cuando el museo ya estaba cerrado.
Claro.
Como que se escuchaban así como gritos medio raros, como de dinosaurio, decían. Y después de aquí pasamos a eso que te digo. Esa es una foto de como un maniquí que tenían, que yo no sabía, pero originalmente ese iba a ser el monstruo de la película del Conjuro
Ya.
y terminaron cambiándolo a la monja.
Ah, claro.
No sé si la habéis
Sí,
visto.
sí, la monja.
La cambiaron a esa porque el director dijo que quería a alguien como más humano, para dar más miedo, porque a los humanos les da más miedo algo que es como más
O más cercano.
claro. Y esa es la silla que estaba justo debajo de la escalera. Y al entrar a la pieza, que creo que
Mm.
está así en esto, así se ve.
Ya.
Porque hay una tele arriba de eso
Ajá.
y de la nada, después de que nos cuentan la historia en la tele, porque la historia es de que un niño llamado David se poseyó eh, por la silla, porque compraron la silla y venía de no sé qué dónde, y por lo que escuché, o creo que, la verdad no me acuerdo mucho
Claro.
cómo empezó lo paranormal, pero el punto es que él terminó poseído por algo demónico.
Ya.
Y no sé si él estaba en esa silla o algo, pero el novio de la hermana de él estaba como cansado de que el niño lo tuvieran que hacer exorcismo y cosas así. Entonces él se paró enfrente del niño y dijo, fuera demonio de este cuerpo y si vas a seguir aquí, métete al mío, déjalo tranquilo. Y eso pasó, se supone que salió del niño y se le metió a él. Y él terminó matando a una persona y fue el primer caso en Estados Unidos donde para defenderse él dijo que fue poseído por algo demónico. Y de ahí fue, creo que él terminó en un manicomio o algo así, pero fue la primera vez en Estados Unidos que como récord criminal quedó que había sido algo relacionado a algo demónico.
Mira,
Y cuando abren eso, tú puedes, no hay vidrio, no hay nada, tú puedes literal tocar la silla.
¿ya?
Pero ellos te dicen, le decimos a la gente que no están autorizados a tocarla, pero yo creo que tampoco vendrían, ¿no? Sí. Y
Y-
todos nos miran así como,
No hay para qué.
no tenéis que decir no. Pero yo me acerqué, de hecho,
El
yo
punto es cómo la
estaba
llevan
parada.
el punto es cómo la llevan hasta ahí, po. Porque si es malo tocarla, ¿cómo la moviste y la pusiste hasta ahí?
La mayoría, por ejemplo, cuando manipulan a la Annabelle, porque no sé si sabéis, pero estaba hace poco en tour,
Ujú.
los tienen que manipular y usan guantes. Y
Ya.
esos guantes los como que
Ahí la.
los ponen en agua bendita y cosas así. Y así agarran las cosas y después los botan.
Podría ser.
Entonces como que intentan poner una semibarrera entre las cosas, pero hay, por ejemplo, youtubers que han ido al museo que se sientan en ella y todo,
¿Ya?
porque el SAC los autoriza, pero ya es cosa tuya.
Sí,
Yo
no hay para qué. No hay para qué.
no, porque la verdad,
Hay límite.
sí, siento que hay cosas que es mejor no jugar con ella. Y
Sí,
esa es una de esas. Para mí, por lo menos.
sí, no, de todas maneras. De todas maneras.
Pero yo estaba parada justo enfrente de ella. O sea, estaba aquí la silla. Así.
Sí, pues, cerquita.
Porque yo dije, la quiero ver, pero la quiero ver a detalle. Pero no
Claro.
la voy a tocar ni cagando. Pero la
Eh,
quiero ver.
no falta el buen pesado que te empuja.
El Jeremy estaba al lado. Yo dije, este se va. Lo pongo crucificado si me empuja a esta cosa.
Sí,
Porque
sí,
no. No sé cómo reaccionaría a tocar algo así. Pero estaba así, al lado de ella.
mira.
Y yo la miraba así como, te toco, no te toco. Pero no lo toqué. No, ni siquiera abría las puertas, pues sí, ya no.
No, no hay para qué.
Yo, sí, yo dije, me caigo en la escalera antes de agarrar la barandilla porque no. ¿Para qué? Y ya este es el penúltimo en el que entramos. Y
¿Ya?
este es basado en la actriz Natalie Wood.
¿Ya?
No sé si la conoce.
Sí, la Natalie.
Que la encontraron muerta porque se cayó cuando estaban en un bote y al final la encontraron unos días después, el agua la sacó.
Sí,
Aquí tiene cosas del bote donde la fue última vez vista. De hecho, él nos mostró un video donde cuando él estaba recién poniendo las cosas en esta habitación,
ya.
el mejor amigo, que también era el capitán del bote,
Ujú.
eh, el mejor amigo de Natalie, lo llamó. Bueno, no lo llamó, le mandó un mensaje apenas iba a empezar a hacer el video
Ya.
y le dijo, y de hecho muestra que ellos no se habían conversado hace mucho, bueno, es lo que muestra, no sé si sea verdad o no, porque nunca sabí si es preparado o no. Pero el amigo de ella lo llamó y le dijo, me pasó algo muy raro y te lo quería contar.
Ya.
Y él puso la cámara del FaceTime y dio vuelta a la cámara y ponte que tenía una estantería de como esas dobles que tienen al final cosas en el
Ujú.
medio, al lado, lo que sea. Todo, hasta los cajones se habían salido para afuera. Como que alguien los empujó todas las cosas de la estantería.
Ya.
Y él dijo, y no sé cómo explicar cómo pasó esto. Y el Zak le dijo, ¿sabes qué es lo raro? Que yo estoy justo poniendo las cosas que pertenecían al barco donde ella fue última vez vista. Y después el viejito, porque ya obviamente es bien viejito, se puso a llorar y dijo, siento que es ella. Y siempre me culpó por no haber estado ahí para ella, porque ella merecía algo mejor en su vida, no se merecía lo que le pasó, ¿cachai? Y eso, contaron eso en esa
Ya.
pieza. Y lo último que vimos, que ya cerramos con eso, fueron esa parte de la escalera del lugar que te digo que era como medio demónico.
Sí.
Pero ahora lo tienen diferente porque en ese cuadrado como de barandilla que tú ves ahí,
Ajá.
ahora es una pieza completamente cuadrada y cerrada y tienen dos cortinas metálicas, así.
Ya.
Y nos muestran el video de lo que pasó en esa casa, de todo lo malo que hubo y por qué el sótano era tan importante. Y después nos dijeron, ahora vamos a abrir las cortinas metálicas para que ustedes vean la tierra original, las escaleras, todo. Y si no quieres verlo o no quieres lo que sea, mejor ándate ahora. Y ahora te dan la posibilidad de entrar a conocer la historia a través de la tele, pero de no verlo directamente para que no te afecte.
Ah, claro, es lo ideal.
Ujú,
Así está como filtrado.
claro. Y eso fue lo último que vimos. También nos mostraron el invento original de la primera persona, la máquina eh, que inventó, no me acuerdo quién,
¿Ya?
era una señora, inventó esa máquina para comunicarse con espíritus y fue la primera máquina hecha para eso antiguamente y la tienen ahí. Y dije, ah, bueno,
Mira,
sí,
buena.
sí. Así que eso, el museo estaba bien interesante, bien largo, la verdad, por eso es que hay
3 horas
muchas
harto.
cosas que...
3 horas harto.
De hecho, cuando yo he visto gente hablar de las cosas de este museo, usualmente se centran en algo específico porque, te digo, hay demasiadas cosas. Hay muñecas con pelos reales, bueno, restos de personas. De hecho, cuando bajamos al sótano habían dos esqueletos completos, así como los que usan para las clases de ciencia, y eran de verdad.
Sí, pues humano.
Entonces, igual es como loco ver ese tipo de cosas.
Eh, eh, sí, con respecto a eso, tú decís que son cadáveres que la gente dona para la ciencia. Pero hay situaciones en donde eh, tú cachai no me acuerdo, bodies.
Ujú,
Ok. Hace poco, en un reportaje, una madre japonesa
ujú,
fue a ver el bodies y encontró a su hijo. Y a su hijo lo dieron por muerto,
ujú,
pero nunca se lo entregaron. Y ella, el cuerpo del hijo está en exposición. Ella lo miró y dijo, ese es mi hijo. Y le llevó al director del museo, le llevó la foto. Dijo, esta fue la última vez que vi a mi hijo. Mírelo, son iguales, iguales. Así que
¿están en un tema legal?
un tema legal porque quiere que se lo devuelvan para darle sepultura. Y en ningún momento ella autorizó que usaran el cuerpo de su hijo. O sea, fue prácticamente un tráfico humano.
Uy, ¿y sabéis qué es lo loco? Que esa exposición está en Las Vegas y yo la fui a ver en persona con la mamá del Jeremy
¿Ya?
hace como 2 años, porque está al lado también de la exposición de las cosas que quedaron del Titanic
Ah, ya.
y están en el Luxor.
Sí, pues Lux.
Y sabéis que es muy raro que ella igual se haya dado cuenta inmediatamente que era él, porque usualmente todos los cuerpos que tú ves ahí son la mayoría asiáticos.
Sí, pues.
Entonces igual tener ese de, "Uf, es mi hijo".
Es que aparte hay un sexto sentido también.
Sí, puede ser.
Porque
Es muy raro, sí, porque hay algunos que están en vitrina y hay otros que están al aire libre.
sí,
Entonces tú puedes tocar los músculos que dejan expuesto todo. Obviamente nadie lo toca porque no deberías,
por
pero,
respeto.
pero sí, tienen hasta fetos, tienen
De todo.
de todo, de todo, de
Sí, sí,
todo.
sí.
Tienen incluso gente que la terminaron como cortando así en pedacitos para que tú veas las capas de
Ajá,
los músculos, las venas, todo.
sí.
Es, es, es loco verlo, pero a la vez interesante porque te muestran de todo un poco, te
Ujú.
muestran hasta pulmones que fueron de alguien que fumó toda su vida, uno sano, ¿sabes qué? Ustedes deberían ir a verlo.
Sí,
Es
sí, sí.
muy interesante,
Sí, así que me
pero
acordé de eso cuando me dijiste que la historia que acabas de contar. Yo dije,
mm.
mira, es parecida a la historia de la japonesa que está tratando de recuperar el
Lo
cuerpo
bueno es
suyo.
que como quedan muchas cosas del cuerpo, se pueden, yo creo que ADN o algo así,
Depende, yo creo que el ADN
o los mismos dientes puede que le den.
sí que los tiene,
Yo
porque
creo que sí, porque la mayoría de los que estaban ahí los tenían.
el tema de
Porque lo
la...
que hacen es sacarles la piel, pero dejan expuesto el músculo para que tú lo veas.
Sí, pues, pero el punto no es lo que queda, es cómo queda, porque para que no se descomponga pasa por distintos
Oh,
tratamientos químicos
químicos, claro.
que yo creo que matan todo. Porque para que después un músculo quede como plástico,
Mm,
tiene que pasar por varios procesos químicos.
sí, bueno, también.
¿Cachai? Entonces está medio complicado.
Ya terminemos porque si no va a
Sí, ya,
terminar quedándose dormido
ahora ya me
ahí.
está dando sueño. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 2 de la mañana. Me tenía
Temprano.
para tipo.
Es que me da insomnio, pero no aguanta más de las 10 de la noche. Así que ya es muy, muy pasado.
No, no, sí, yo aguanto harto, pero ah, hoy día estoy cansado. Hoy día tengo. Así que
Nos va a traer una mejor
sí,
historia
el
la
próximo
próxima.
capítulo vamos a hacer un video entretenido con una historia más dinámica.
Sí. Bueno, aquí lo dejamos. Gracias por quedarte pasada de tu hora de sueño. Pero por lo menos pude contar lo que yo viví en ese lugar. Pero
Es lo importante mostrar,
yo diría que igual es bueno visitarlo una vez. Porque te muestra cosas que tú no ves en otros lados.
sí,
Siempre y cuando vayas con respeto, no te burles y
claro.
no toques nada. Y eso,
Aparte que te tiene que gustar eso. A mí me tienen obligado aquí.
sí. Porque él, cuando le dije que era podcast, me dijo, ¿y por qué no hacemos algo entretenido? Y yo le dije, pero es que, ¿de qué vamos a hablar? Y me dijo, no sé, pero podemos buscar historia o algo. Y le dije, por eso, pues, historias de terror. Hay varias en el mundo, incluso tú tenés. Me dijo, sí, pero hay otro tipo de historia. El punto es que no quería algo de terror.
Sí.
Pero a la otra, el siguiente episodio, como me tocó hablar mucho a mí, le va a tocar mucho hablar a él al
No, yo
otro.
les cuento una historia.
Él tiene varias,
Sí.
varias, varias, varias. Así que aquí lo dejamos, pues, guatón.
Ya niños, hasta la vista, baby.